Hello, 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 everyone. Hello, hello, hello. Hello, Apollo. Hi, Kay. Hello, Acid. Hi, Caro. I got my glasses from slack.com. SLACC.com, I think. They are prescription. I'm blonde. But y'all, make sure we're tapping that screen. I did see the Arcane Season 2 trailer and I can't wait. I cannot wait. I'm so over the moon. Thank you, Catherine. Thank you, Victoria. That's such a high compliment. Hi, River. You want a McMuffin? Okay. I hope you... actually, no, I don't hope you acquire McMuffin because McDonald's is on the boycott list, but... Hi, Ashley. Love you more, Skylark. Yes, tap on that screen. I need y'all to spam the share button. Very real, Rotted. Very real. Hi, Mars. Hello, Avery. George, you can go to sleep. Hi, Eden. Hello, Plath. Hi, Archie. Can a job fire you if you're not happy working there? It depends on how they word the excuse. Thank you, Des. Thank you for the roses, East Coast. No, I'm not bringing you up because you're probably not sober, and there will not be a conversation to be had. Hello, Noodles. Understandable, Des. Understandable. Although if we get ops, I can't promise this will be any less frustrating than a Jubilee video. So, yeah. Hello?
Hi, I can only be on here for a minute. Oh my god, my dogs are about to start barking.
Oh.
Okay, you're gonna hear barking, but body count should not matter. It's a preference. If you don't want to date someone with a high body count, don't do it. Like what?
Sure.
That's all. Thank you.
Thank you. Bye-bye. Alright, moving on to the next guest. Y'all, please hop in the guest request if you think body count should matter for women, but not for men. Or if you think body count should matter for women more than it should matter for men. Moving on to the next guest. Can't open this goddamn... Okay, there we go. Hello? Oh, they're not, haven't loaded yet. Hi, Jolie. Hello? Hi, how old are you?
Oh. I'm 21.
Okay. Do you think body count should matter for women but not for men?
To be honest, no. I don't see why it would matter. And if you do think it matters, then stop. It doesn't.
Stop. W argument. Well, thank you for coming up.
Okay, thank you. Bye.
Bye-bye. Alright, y'all. I love hearing the W opinions, but I need the ops so we can be entertained. Respectfully. So if you are friendly, please exit the chat, okay? Please. Please. Thank you. Opposition only.
Hello.
I don't think body count should matter. Hello?
Hi.
Hi. How old are you?
I'm 18.
Okay. What year were you born?
2005.
What month?
December.
Okay. Do you think body count should matter for women but not for men?
I feel like it should matter more for women than men, but I feel like,
Okay.
you know,
Why is that?
okay, I just feel like it matters more for women because, you know, as a woman, you obviously, you know, when having intercourse with someone, you're taking that internally, as if a man, he's just, you know, taking it. And obviously, yeah, it matters for men too, because you don't want someone that's just been sleeping around. But well, I'm not saying you know, specifically, but you know,
What does that mean?
what does what mean?
She's taking it in internally and he's just taking it. Like, why would that be relevant?
Okay, it's, you know, I mean, it was how I was raised, but I did come up here because I have a feeling that I am wrong, and I would love for my opinion to be changed on it. That way, you know,
Okay.
I could get more educated on it, because as you heard, I'm young. I'm not very educated on it, but from how I was raised that body count should matter more for women, just because of, you know, one, they're a woman, two, that you know, men are superior, so a lot of things don't matter for them anymore. And you know, I was raised on it, so I don't know how much more to believe, but I came up here to actually, you know.
Okay. Well, I guess we have to start with the men are superior. Do you actually hold that belief, or is that just something that you've been taught and you no longer believe it?
I no longer believe it, but every time it comes up inside of a situation, like I just feel that I'm supposed to believe it, and I feel wrong for not believing it, and that's another reason why I came up here.
Okay. So, when it comes to body count specifically, I don't think it should matter for either. If you think it should matter, period, that's fine. But if you hold the view stronger for women than you do men, then that would make your view hypocritical. And hypocritical views are typically contradictory, like logically. But when it comes to body count, if anything, I'm gonna try and give you this perspective to balance out the one you've already been given.
Okay.
When it comes to sex, if the man is the one, you know, doing the inserting, and without the man, there wouldn't be like a pregnancy, there wouldn't be an STD, unless this person is like with a woman.
Yes.
They are the ones that are bringing the danger to the table. If this woman has never been sexually active, if she's actually going by the whole piety thing, having a low body count and men can have a higher body count, then he's the one bringing the most risk to the woman. So if anything, wouldn't that make it matter more for men?
Logically, yes. Thank
But
you.
then if we look at like the other things, like why it should matter for women, you could also say STDs because women also get STDs. And then I don't think the pregnancy point is good because the men are the ones causing the pregnancy and they can cause more pregnancy, whereas a woman can only get pregnant once a year. But overall, like there are points for either, but I don't think there are points for only women and not men. So again, if you think body count should matter, that's okay. But at the very least, you should think that it matters for both and not just one or the other, if that makes sense.
Okay. Thank you. I appreciate it. You've definitely changed how I look at things, and I don't feel wrong for thinking a way I do.
Well, I'm glad, and thank you for coming up.
Thank you. Have a good day.
You too. Bye bye, my love.
Bye.
W! Alright. Moving on to the next guy. Hello?
Hello?
Hi. How old are you?
I'm chilling right now. What about you?
Oh, I'm good, but I asked how old are you?
Oh, my bad. I'm 19.
No worries. What year were you born?
2005.
What month?
September.
Period. Oh, happy belated. Do you think body count should matter for women but not for men?
I think it should matter for both of them.
Equally?
Yeah.
Oh, then we wouldn't be opposition because your view
But,
is not
like-
hypocritical.
But I mean, personally, I would say there is a problem if you have, like, more than, like 10 body count. Personally, for me.
Okay, but if you think that that's the problem for both genders, then that's fine. I am
Yeah.
curious, though, why 10 is your number.
It's because I feel like if you already smashed 10 times with 10 different people, there's a chance that you might get like a disease or something. And I don't want that.
No, yeah, but like, why is 10 the number specifically?
Because I feel like 5 is like, okay. But
What
like 10
about
is
nine
reaching.
and a
Like,
half? Right,
feel-
but okay, but like, why though? Like, what drove you to 10 being the number?
it's because like 5, like it's just right there. You know what I mean? Like half, half. Like 5 times, 5 times, 5 times medium, and then like 5 more is just like pushing it. So I don't know. I may like not make any sense right now. I'm a little bit baked,
Uh,
but you know what I mean. That's what.
First of all, you're canceled. Secondly,
What?
so it's just 10 because like that's what you feel in your
No,
heart.
because I feel like if you tap 10 different men or 10 different women, like what you doing? Like that's kind of like it's like that's not normal. Like, am I just cheating on women? Like, or cheating on men? Like, what's going on? You know what I mean?
You don't have to cheat to have a body count above 10.
So how would you get? Okay, so tell me, how would you get 10 body count? Like, how would that go? You just be with a person, tap, and then just leave?
Hey, we've been talking for a while. You kind of fine. How about we go back to my place? On God? On God. 10 times.
Okay, so basically what you're saying is there's not a problem if you just want to smash somebody and then just never talk to them again.
Well, it depends. Like, if that's what you're looking for, then that's fine. If that's not what you're looking for, then that's also fine. It just depends on what both parties are consenting to.
Yeah, but I feel like people who, or man or woman that think like that, I feel like they're not never gonna really like have a happy like marriage. Like if you just
How
go
are the
around
two
thinking, hey, I'm gonna
correlated?
just go around tap 2 girls today just because I feel like it. I feel like that's gonna be bad. Like in your like when you're like, oh, you're not gonna have like your good marriage. You're not gonna have like a. You understand what I mean?
But based on what? Like, why would you think that? Just because you want one thing doesn't mean you can't want another. Like,
It's because like mistakes can also happen as well. Like let's say, okay, you don't like this girl, but you want to smash, and you smash, and a mistake happens. Now you're gone with that. Now you have to pay child support and all of that. Like I feel like there's no
protection.
point of going out and just smashing
Protection?
somebody just because you want to.
Protection?
Yeah, but
Protection?
what if it has a hole in it? Like you never know.
She needs to be on birth control. He needs to be having a condom. And if that still doesn't work, which is like, like the odds are insanely low.
Yeah, I know.
Abortion.
Okay. All right, but still though, like I feel like body count should matter, and I feel like people should respect that.
Okay. I mean, you're allowed to hold that view as long as you're not being a hypocrite. That's fine.
No, I'm not. I'm not honestly like I just want to like just marry one time and that's it. And I just want to be like that's it. You know what I mean? I don't want to be like going around picking girls.
Okay. Well, that's a-okay. I would love for you to maybe reevaluate why 10 is your number. Like, it just kind of seems like an intuitive thing. Like, maybe have like an
okay.
actual
Here, what's your like minimum number if you have one?
minimum number.
Yeah, like what's the maximum?
You mean maximum number?
Yeah, like what's the max?
Oh, I don't have one because I don't care.
So if they tapped 1,000, if they tap.
It would depend on how old they were. Like, let's say you're 20 and you fucked 1,000 people. There are only 365 days in a year, which means you fucked around like 2.33 repeating people a day. Like, that sounds like addiction.
And that's fine. Like that
That sounds like addiction, though. Like, I wouldn't shame that person. I'd be like, oh my God, why is your body count so high? I would be like, are you okay? Like, should we take you to a therapist or a psychologist?
I
maybe?
understand what you mean.
Yeah.
I understand it 100%. But I feel like if they tell me and they got 1,000 body count, I feel like I would just get up and walk away. Like I wouldn't even say anything.
But like, why?
It's because like 1,000 is outrageous. Like that's not even like if it's 100, I'll tell her like, yo, what's going on? Like, why is
But
it so
you
high?
just said 10
But
was too
1,000,
much.
like that's
But that's
passing
what
the
I'm saying.
borders.
Like 1,000. I'm saying for like 1,000 people is a lot for most people, I would say. But like, why is 10 your number?
Like I told you, like it's different. It's different
But
because like
for what? Like, you're not giving me a reason. You're just saying like
because
10's
it's
different for
better if you
real.
have
Like, why?
it's better if you have a partner that has been like maybe 5 to 8, but imagine having a partner that's done it a
But the
hundred times.
extra 2 is pushing it. But the extra 2 is pushing it.
No, like 8 is already pushing it. 5 is normal. 8 is already pushing it, and then 2 more is just like you're just passing.
What you are doing to arrive at this conclusion? What is
Like
the
I don't know,
difference
'cause,
between 8
like
bodies and 2?
10 is the limit. Like if you tell me, oh, I have 10 right now, and I'm gonna be 11th, I'll let that slide. But if that like it depends too. It depends.
Fuck off of my platform.
It,
Fuck God. Anyway, moving on. I'll let that slide. It's crazy. Hello?
Hi,
Hi. How old are you?
19,
What year were you born?
2005,
Okay. What month?
January.
Okay. Do you think body count should matter for women but not for men?
Excuse me? Sorry.
The question. Do
Yeah.
you think body count should matter for women but not for men?
I think it should be equal.
Oh, period. All right. Well, in that case, we would not be opposition.
Well, okay.
Oh, all right. Well, thank you for coming up.
Yep, really?
I'm thinking about doing my makeup, y'all. I kind of want to match my makeup to to my outfit. I'm thinking about it. Hello?
Come on, why do you keep bringing me up here, dude?
You keep sitting in here and you sending me gifts to get my attention, so what do you
That opens
want?
many locks is a good key. A lock that gets opened by many keys is a shitty lock.
I'm finna block you. Anyway.
No.
Get the
No, get the fuck out of here.
get Anyway, bro is bored. Bro's hella bored. Y'all, please hop in the guest quest if you think body count should matter for women but not for men. I can't remember if this person's a friendly or not. Are you a friendly? Just no. Some people put politicians they don't like as their profile picture to be quirky. Like some Republicans had Biden as their profile picture because they just thought he looked dumb. Which, I mean, to their credit, which is not credit I enjoy giving, sometimes Biden does look dumb. But, like, it wasn't a funny joke. They were just like, oh shit. The presidential candidate I don't like has a face. And I'm using it as my profile picture. Groundbreaking work. Groundbreaking, stellar comedy. Absolutely. We don't have any ops in the guest quest. Spam the shares, y'all. Hit that fucking button. Hit that shit. Smack that shit. Smack that shit. Thank you. Guess what? What am I guessing? 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 Hello?
Hey, good evening. How are you?
Hi, I'm good, thank you. How old are you?
I'm 34.
Okay. Do you think body count should matter for women but not for men?
I think when it comes to women, it's more relevant when it comes to women because, but when it comes to men, I don't think it's cool for like to have like a whole bunch of women. But I think as far as women, it's more relevant when it comes to women. It's like having a whole bunch of men is considered different. You know what I mean?
No, yeah, I know. I'm saying that that's dumb.
Oh, you're saying
I'm
it's dumb?
asking. I'm asking like, why should it remain that way?
Well, you look at a woman's autonomy. I mean, we don't have anything that can be stretched out. You
You have an
know,
asshole, don't you?
yeah, but that's it only if you play for that team.
You don't have to be queer to like it up the ass. If a
Well,
woman's the one putting it up the ass, that's pretty straight.
yeah, but I'm not into that.
Well, you don't have to be. I'm not.
I'm just telling you in
Why are you
general.
taking it personally? I'm not talking about
No,
your
no, no.
ass.
I'm just saying in general. It's like we're talking about the women's anatomy compared to the men's anatomy.
Yeah, the man has
Y'all
a
have,
prostate that
you
has a
know,
bundle of nerves similar to that of the clitoris, and when that gets stimulated, it's orgasmic. So
yeah, but you asked what's the difference. I'm trying to tell you what the difference is.
that's not what I asked. I said, why should it matter?
I
I
just
don't need
told
to
you
know
because
the.
men don't have anything to be stretched out.
Yeah, you do.
A straight man don't.
A straight man can get pegged.
Yeah, well, people who don't do that, you know what I'm saying?
Thank you for the mirror.
Yeah. I don't
Okay,
know too
not
many
every
men
woman
listen
has
to that.
sex. And not every woman is straight either. So
Okay.
that's kind of a moot point.
Well, I'm talking about a man and a woman. That's what we're talking about, right?
Yeah. And some
Yeah.
men like it up the ass from their woman.
Okay, well, I don't know about that. I'm not into that. I don't
You
know
don't have
anybody
to
else
be.
that's
It's
into
just
that. I
true.
don't even think
You can
much
go
men. I
watch
don't even
that.
think much men are into that. You know what I mean? Unless you're on the other side. Unless you're on the other side, that's maybe why you're into that. But straight men are not into that. I don't think.
You might want to go look that up.
Oh yeah, how would you find that out though? Like, how would you Google
The
that?
hub?
I'm saying, how would you find that
Look
out?
up what is pegging and it'll tell you all about it.
No, I'm saying, how would you figure out the percentage of people that like that?
Oh, you could probably find a study. Percentage of men in America
Yeah.
that claim to enjoy pegging.
Okay. I know you don't like my answer, but you know what I mean? It's the truth.
Well, no, your answer doesn't really give me anything. Like, you're just saying it should matter because women have vagina, man have penis. Like, why would that be relevant?
Okay. You guys age differently once you get high mileage. If you get high mileage on you, you age differently. Men don't want
What
a
does
woman
that
with high
mean?
mileage.
What do you mean we age differently?
Like
In what way?
if you're in the street, a woman in the street age a lot more than a woman who's not in the street.
No, yeah, but I'm asking like what do you mean by age? Like our appearance?
Your appearance, your body, your vagina,
Oh,
your
do you
vagina. You
have
know
a
what I'm
study for
saying?
that?
No, I'm just saying in general.
Well, saying it in general doesn't
Yeah,
mean that it's
I'm sure there's a
true.
study out there, like you said. I'm sure there's a study out there for it.
Can I have it?
Well, I mean, if you can give me mine, I can give you yours. I can look for yours. If you want to do some the research together, we can do some research.
You want me to look up how many men enjoy pegging? Because it's not
And
going
I'll
to be
look
the
up and I'll
majority,
look
but
up
it
and see the other for
happens.
you.
Cute. Okay, bet.
You know. But hey, we don't want no high mileage woman though.
I didn't ask.
You know what I mean?
You're lying to me and I'm lying to him.
Yeah, we
Fuck it.
like
Guess
a
we
woman
both ain't
who
shit. All right,
maybe could have
fabulous.
how much.
I respectfully, I did not ask. Can I please have the source?
Okay, if you go to Google, right?
Yeah,
If you
huh?
go to Google and you
Yeah.
type in high mileage women compared to
Number
high
one,
mileage women
studies aren't
compared
going to
to
use the phrase high mileage because studies don't objectify women. So I don't think that's going to
objectify.
pop any. Yeah.
Oh, hold on, let me look on Google. Give me one second.
How is that not objectifying them? You're comparing them to fucking vehicles. Maybe number of sexual partners, not high mileage.
Google and you type in women high body count on the Quora. There's an article on the Quora.
Quora,
Yeah, Q U.
Quora,
Yeah,
Quora. No.
I mean, you went from Harvard University. I mean, come on.
I mean, it could be Harvard, it could be the NIH, it could be the
By the
World
way,
Health
by the way, I like your
Organization.
hair though. I like your
Quora?
hair.
Thank
I like
you.
your
But
hair.
Quora? Quora? I asked for a
Yeah,
study, not a forum. That's like if you gave me a source from Wikipedia.
I know, but most of the stuff there is legit.
On Quora?
Yeah.
What are you talking?
Okay, let me give you another source. Hold on. If that one's not good enough for you, let me see if I find another source for you. Hold on.
Source need .com. Yeah, .com. I'm not taking it. It needs to be peer reviewed. Please. Please, no more Quora, please.
Back with you on that one.
Okay, so you've made a claim, however, you believe the claim, but you have no evidence
No, I
to
can
believe
find it. It's just that I can't find it right now. But I mean, I know you be on live, so I can get the information. Because if I find something, you're not gonna like the source unless it's a credible source.
You know what? How
Okay,
about I look it up? Why would I want a
that's what I'm
source
saying.
that's not
Quora has
credible?
always been credible to me.
Would you want a
Quora
source
has
that's
always
not
been
credible?
credible.
Quor- you know, let's look a few things up. Is Quora a reliable source?
Oh man, your fingernails are nice. I like your nails. I like the color. It
Thank
reminds
you.
me of the water back home,
Um,
St. Thomas,
oh, where are you from? Oh,
Virgin Islands.
where's that?
Yeah,
Ooh, I've
you
always
should
wanted
go.
to
It's a
go
U.S.
there.
island. You
I
don't
heard
need
the
a
water is
passport. It's
crystal
a
clear.
U.S. territory, so you just need a driver's license and you can go for like $600 round trip on Delta.
Wow. Oh, wait, hold on. Why are some answers and some information not reliable on Quora? Quora is informative but not trustworthy. It's not trustworthy because there is no fact checking
Now, is
and
that
no
the
credential
competition that
checking.
you're reading?
It's not unusual to see
Is that the
contradictory answers
competition
to
that's
a
saying that?
question. Competition? It comes directly
No, I'm
from
saying
Quora.
that what you just read. Who did it come from?
It is
Obviously,
coming
it's a
from
someone
Quora.
who's disgruntled.
Why would someone who's disgruntled with Quora post
Because
about it
I'm
on
saying they shouldn't do
Quora?
that if they work for Quora.
This is so they don't get
Yeah, but come on,
sued.
Quora is reliable. So you don't use Quora.
No, it's
Listen, I
not.
read a lot of stuff about
No,
Donald Trump
because
on there,
anyone can put
and there's
anything
a lot
on
of good stuff about
Quora.
Donald Trump.
No,
Yeah.
no. Quora is
So
not a
what's your site? What's your
reliable
reliable site that you
site.
go to?
Well, it
No, like what I'm just
depends on
looking
what
like
you're
what we were
looking
just
for. If
talking
I'm looking
about.
for
What's a
studies, I'll
reliable
look at
site?
like the
They're not gonna have that
PolitiFact.
on PolitiFact, but they're
That's a
not gonna
good
have that on
site.
PolitiFact about body count.
Have what on
Yeah,
PolitiFact?
but they're not gonna talk about body
Body
count.
count? No, that would be like
Oh
the
yeah. I mean, I
NIH. Yeah, they
understand. Yeah,
would. You could check like the National
yeah. I
Institute
agree
of
with that. I agree.
Medicine.
I agree
You
with
could
that.
use the World Health
But when it comes to body count,
Organization.
you ain't gonna find that
Okay, so
on
yeah,
PolitiFact.
you will. I have
No.
sources
I'm talking no, not
related to that, like
related,
body
not
count.
related. Actual body count for women. That's not on there. Okay, what does it say? Tell me what it
Yes, it
says.
is. For
Yeah.
example, it depends on what we're talking about, but like for example, body count being related to substance abuse. Like if you were to look up like is someone with a high body count more likely
Oh,
to be like a
that's
victim of
probably
substance
on
abuse or
there.
something?
That's probably on
There
there.
are
But
studies
I'm
for
talking
that.
about, that's completely different than what we talking about.
Well, it's not going to tell you is body count good or bad. That's not what studies are for. They give you factual information and then you
Okay, let me
form
ask
your
you a
own opinions
question.
based on it,
Let
which
me
is
ask
why
you a
you don't
question.
go to
If
Quora.
you're dating a guy, right, and he's treating you good, and you
Uh-huh.
find out that, hey, you know, this guy, before he met you, he was a player, right? And he was been like with 50
Mm-hmm.
women, but he treats you good. I mean, are you gonna worry about that?
Well, there's a difference between having high body count and being a player. If he just has a high body count, that's one thing. But if he has a high body count and he's
No, no,
known
I
for
ain't saying
manipulating people,
manipulated.
then
I
I'm
never said
avoiding
that.
that. That's
No,
what being a
that's not
player
true.
is. It's using your charisma to
That's not
manipulate people.
true.
That's what being a
You
player
could be a
is.
player and treat everybody good. But anyways, we probably have to agree to disagree on that one. But I think most men.
Well, no, because you don't. You gave your reasoning that you gave is based off of a biological
So
fact
that's
that
not
doesn't
true.
exist.
I listen. I've been with a. I've met a girl. I met a
So
girl
then where
before
is
that
it?
had an elephant, like an elephant vagina. It's like the lips looked like they were elephant ears.
That's not because of body count. Also, that's really
What is it
disrespectful.
because
But that's
of?
not because of body count. There are different ways the labia minora
No, I
can
mean you
look,
could put like
whether
two
you have
fists in
intercourse or
there.
not.
How big it was because she was like a street. She's like a somebody who was like loose. She drink a lot of goose and she got loose and she like sleep with everybody. And I saw I couldn't even mess with her.
Just, just, just no, no. Don't mute. Don't mute. I'm just gonna just hold on.
All right, all right, all right, all
Just hold
right.
on. Okay. Okay. Does sexual intercourse increase the size of the vagina? Spoiler alert, the answer is no, but I'm gonna give you a source for it anyway.
Well, it depends on what size you're getting in it. How they gonna measure that?
I mean, not really, unless you're putting like the size of a fucking like tear tissue, but like otherwise,
Well,
no.
I mean, no comment, no comment. But I mean, if you're dealing with a toothpick, of course you're gonna be good. You men with toothpicks, you're gonna be good for the rest of your life.
That's no, that's not.
That's why you laugh, and that's why you laugh, and
That's
you know it's
not.
true.
I'm laughing because this is terrifying rhetoric.
I like your glasses, by the way. I never seen glasses with a heart.
No, sexual.
Yeah, those are pretty.
Thank you. I figured if I'm gonna be blind, I might as well do
Nice,
it in
pretty.
style. But anyway, no, sexual intercourse does not permanently increase the size of the vagina. During sex, the vagina's inner walls temporarily expand, similar to how your mouth stretches when you yawn or eat. The vagina's elasticity allows it to expand and return to its original shape, similar to a rubber band. However, the vagina can experience other changes over time, including aging and childbirth and hormonal changes. Kegel exercises can help strengthen and tighten the vaginal muscles after the fact. This is from Medical News
I
today.
hear you. Yeah, I don't really agree with that. I mean, I believe that if a woman has less partners, her vagina is going to be tighter than if she had 100 partners.
Do you have
I've lived
evidence
it.
for
I
this?
lived it. I
Because
lived it. I'm
that's
living
not.
evidence. I've experienced it.
Did you know the tightness of her vagina when she was a
Well,
virgin?
compared to other, I'm like comparing them to other women who had lesser body counts.
Okay, so that also wouldn't
Oh,
work because the size of the vagina is different for every woman.
um,
We don't all just start off with a default tightness and then it
that's
loosens
not
over
true.
time.
Everything starts out as a
Like,
virgin. You start out as a virgin.
when you're being a virgin doesn't mean that you start off with a tight vagina. Some people's vaginas are naturally looser or
To
tighter than
start?
others to start.
Oh, okay.
Yes. In the same way that not everyone's boobs are the same size, not everyone's ass is the same size. and everyone's vagina is the same size.
Well, you telling me something new that I've never experienced, because anyone that I've ever been with very low body count is like, you can hardly even put it in there how tight it is.
I implore you, I implore you to do research, because
I'm telling
anecdotal
you from
evidence is
experience, like in the
not
field. Like I was in the
proof.
field, and I'm telling you
But
experience in the
also,
field.
okay, well, there's another
You
thing
know,
that this could be, and that thing is she might not have been aroused or like prepared,
oh no, she was prepared.
you know?
She was prepared. But she told me, you know what she told me? She said, I've only been with 2 men in my life. And it reflected on her tightness, because she was so tight. I mean, like, yeah.
That is not what
I
that
so what does
means.
that mean? I mean, I'm giving you like scientific proof.
That's not scientific proof. You observing that someone had a tight vagina and also had a low body count does not mean her vagina was tight because she had a low body count, when there are so many other things that contribute to the
Okay,
size
well,
of the
let me.
vagina. Like, there's no control group. You're not necessarily like a biologist, so you're not exactly a
I'm not a
reliable
reliable source.
source.
Oh my gosh.
No.
Hey, listen, let me tell you, I've been with a woman, right, who's got the elephant ears, and I've straight up asked her.
You gotta stop. You
Okay,
gotta
okay.
stop. You
But I
gotta
straight
stop
up
calling
asked
it
her, I
that.
said, hey, have other guys told you?
Thank you for the $10, Amanda. Jesus fucking Christ. No. No. Simply and utterly no. Very much so, no. No, actually. No, very much so. Absolutely the fuck not. No.
Yep.
Hello? Oh,
That wasn't very welcoming.
I. That was on purpose. Anyway, do you think body count should matter
Absolutely
for women
not.
but not for men?
Oh, absolutely no. I'm
Absolutely
sorry. It
not.
should definitely should.
Off to a fabulous start. Why is that?
I'm not gonna lie. I'm gonna piggyback off of what that guy was saying. Like, bro, that shit does become stretched out after a while. I'm not gonna lie.
Do
Yeah,
you have
bro. I'm
evidence
talking
for
about
this, or are you just gonna
talking
claim
about
this
like
shit
real
again?
life experience.
Okay, so if you don't have evidence for
Real
this, I
life
have no
experience.
reason to believe it. This
I'm
has
talking
been
about like
debunked
I'm
for
talking about like
decades.
real life experiences right now. Had this one chick. She told me that she was pretty promiscuous back in the
I
day.
don't care about your anecdotes.
It's just like a hot dog down the
I
hallway.
don't
I'm
care
trying to
about
tell
your
you,
anecdotes. I don't
it's not
care about your
warm.
anecdotes, dude.
It's
Do you
not warm
have
down there.
evidence,
So I'm
yes or
trying to tell
no?
you,
Do you have evidence, yes or no?
like we were doing like a study.
Yes. A peer reviewed study would be
Oh
fabulous.
my goodness.
Yes.
What do you think?
You just watched that whole thing. I've seen you in the comments. You're not slick. You had the time to
What
prepare. You didn't.
like what do you think a prostitute or
Am I
what
finna
do you
get the
think their
study?
pussies are pretty like you're pretty fabulous? Like you think that's like the best kind of like
All right. So I'm gonna set a boundary real quick. If you're watching this and you're in my guest request, this includes you too. We're not about to talk about women like pieces of meat. Okay? Don't call it a pussy. We're adults.
what? That's the scientific. I mean, that's
Vagina?
the scientific
Vulva?
term. You know what I mean? Like,
It's just the
I'm not
term.
gonna
It's
get
not the
offended
scientific
if you
term.
called
It's
my penis
called
a
a
cock.
vagina.
I'm not.
I'm not saying you would. Thank you for the $10, Samantha. That's actually really funny. That's actually quite hilarious. Oh, that's actually really, really funny. Hello?
Hello.
Hi, how old are you?
29.
Okay, do you think body count should matter for women but
I'm
not for
not
men?
opposition. I was just annoyed. I was gonna say it's almost as if they don't understand that it's like a loss of muscle control. It doesn't mean the vagina gets bigger, and Kegels can fix that. Like, why don't they understand English? That's all.
I don't think they even really understand what they're saying. It's actually quite terrifying. But thank you for coming up. Bye bye. All right. I think we only have friendlies in the requests, unless Roz is an op. Are you an op, Roz? If you could like type in the comments if you're an op, that would be great. Don't apologize, Amanda. I completely understand. It's
Hello.
okay. Oh, hello.
I'm 20.
Hi. How old are you? Okay. Do you think body count should matter for women but not for
No,
men?
I think that body count should matter for men and not for women. I don't think anybody should care about what women do. I just wanted to say free Palestine, guys. Free Palestine. Thank you, Queen.
Oh,
Thank you.
period. Very true. Her. Okay. An interesting take, to be sure. But period. Free Palestine indeed. Period. Bad delay. Holds one. Is the delay still bad? Is the delay still bad? No? Yay! Talk, mother. Please. Y'all, we might have to change the background. I don't know why, it feels like there's a following glitch right now. Viewership is lower than usual. I am live indeed. Okay. Oh, hi, Edwin. Edwin. Okay, let's do that, that, and then that, and then that, and then that, and then that. Yay! Alright, y'all. School has been going stressfully. I'm already tired of it. I'm already tired of it. I'm already tired of it. You fuck with the room, Amanda? You fuck with the room? I'm glad. I am an art major. I might be double majoring in education though. I'm thinking about it. I want pork egg rolls. Praying for you, heavy K.
Being lesbian isn't wrong. I just wanted to say, I don't know if you've seen that video going around with this girl. She's arguing with this other guy. I don't know his name about pro-life stuff like that. And he's like, "Oh no, your smile is creepy." I don't know if you've seen that video, but you look just like her. Absolutely beautiful. And I just wanted to say that in the most respectful way ever. You look just like her, gorgeous. Of course, I want I hope you seen that video because like she roasts him so well and stuff. But I'm gonna wait on here because I want to see how you roast people. I bet you're great. Of course.
Well, thank you very much. Bye bye, my love. Alright. I never said my major did qualify me to have these debates, but at the very least, I look at studies and I don't just decide that I'm right based off of my own tiny slice of the world, like some people. Anyway. But y'all, please hop on the gas request if you think being lesbian is wrong. Not to point fingers or anything. Right, like not to be specific. If you studied, then you could have given me a study. Because I told you specifically I wanted to study, and you said you want to study, and I said yeah, and then you pivoted. Real hard. Real hard. Like my schlong. Delayed with guests? Okay, so when guests come up, the audio is delayed. That's annoying. Maybe if I... Hi. Hopefully it won't be delayed this time. Should I hit the restart or something, y'all? Or should I draw the fucking cross on my forehead? No, I don't want... No, I don't want to draw the cross. I don't wanna... No. Okay, I'll draw the cross on my forehead and also hit a restart. I will hit the restart and I will also draw the cross on my forehead. Wait, hold on. Hold on.
Hello, hey.
Hello? Hi,
23.
how old are you? Okay, do you think being lesbian is wrong?
The choice, I don't want to say it's wrong because it's everybody's choice, but what I think at some point is...
Well, being lesbian isn't a choice, but continue.
Fine. I have a question before I give an answer though. How many biological sex do we have?
I think we recognize six.
But when you go in a hospital, how many biological sexes are actually recognized?
Well, I mean, it depends on what's happening. Like, if they're going to karyotype you, then they recognize 6. If we're going based off of the assumption that they make when you're born, then usually 2.
Yeah, but at some point, I feel like they're like choices. I mean, you might argue that being a lesbian is not a choice, but the fact that it's something that it's a choice that somebody makes to be a lesbian, right?
Being a lesbian isn't a choice that we make. When I say we, I mean queer people. I'm pansexual, I'm not a lesbian. But the choice that you make is the dating and the sex. The attraction you do not choose. Unless right now you're choosing to be straight. And if that's the case, then do a queer right now.
I mean, I believe I'm just born straight.
Hit us with the GAY.
So would you say like people are lesbian, they just born lesbian?
I think they're born with a predisposition to be lesbian. But why would you be born straight but not born lesbian?
Because, I mean, I believe everything's that like heterosexual.
No, yeah, but like why though? Like why do you believe that?
Because there's always a positive and a negative, which is heterosexual and male and female. Then what's funny is within having male and the female, now we're gonna have something else within just like the males. Then we're gonna have other genders coming out from one gender.
Positive and negative. What are you? Like, are you just talking about
No,
like contrast? Because there can be contrast in a woman on woman relationship. Like there can be masculine and feminine in a woman on woman relationship. So I don't really know what you mean by that. But also, why would that be a requirement?
I mean, it's not a requirement. I think being lesbian is a choice.
Right, but like for what? Like you haven't really given me the explanation for as to why you think that. You're just saying that you do. But
Okay,
why?
I haven't seen a child like someone who is like from 5 to like 10. Most people, they tend to show lesbian attributes when they get to high school, right? Correct? And then
I don't know if that's
fine,
true.
let's just give like a random assessment. When you were in high school, like before high school, did you have people who would claim that they're lesbian? Or most of the time when you're in primary, it used to be like, I mean, I'm a gal and you just like men.
In middle school, I had people that were
Like in
lesbian.
primary school, like from like
No, not K through 5, 5 through 8th.
yeah, 5 through 8. That's when people like then. I feel like I don't want to say it's like an identity crisis, but it's kind of looks like it's an identity crisis that people go through when they're getting into like puberty.
Okay, so if you spend your entire life being told that you're supposed to be straight, then obviously as a child, you're not likely to question whether or not you're straight. You just believe what all the adults around you are telling you. Then when you get into middle school and you start having self-actualization, you might start thinking, especially with the hormones, I know my adults said this, but I'm kind of feeling this. And then by high school, you'll be like, damn, the adults were wrong. Women are hot as fuck. But there are some people that realize they are attracted to boys or girls in elementary school. Like, I realized I liked girls in elementary school. I just didn't know that I had a crush on them because people kept telling me, no, you just really want to be their friend. But actually, I wanted to hold their hand and walk down the hallway and, like, give them kisses on the cheek and, like, make them cute things. Not because I wanted to be their friend, but because I had a crush on them.
It sounds pretty fair. I find you just like to take this discussion a little bit further. Do you find how fair? Can you say this is fair when I'm gonna put it this way? When somebody creates a problem for someone to make a solution, is it like a fair thing for somebody to make a problem that somebody has to find a solution? So just like a quick good example, there's like an article, I can't say an article, but it's like a writing that I saw about IVF, talking about LGBTQ community not being accepted IVF. And at some point I kind of see it fair for them to be rejected, because being a lesbian, it's fine. You said it's not a choice, but the fact that everything is kind of heterosexual, meaning that to have a baby, you're gonna need a sperm, and that cannot be between two females. And if it's two men that are together, if like two gay couples, they're gonna need an ovary. So how can it be fair for somebody to create, like, let's say that's the situations that's there when we have two same sexes, but they're gonna need a baby? Do you think they should have the access to
why
IVF?
would this be? Yes. Why shouldn't
I mean,
they?
everybody wants kids, but what I'm saying is, do you understand the process of saying like we have two gay couples and they want a child?
No, I know how IVF works. I just don't see why they shouldn't be allowed to have access
they can
to that.
have the access. They shouldn't like be denied the access, but we're talking about how taxing is it, the whole process, when it's, if think about this, if it was like you,
How taxing is
if
IVF?
if it's on like a gay
I mean,
couple,
it can be relatively taxing, like monetarily it can be pretty taxing, or it can be like the process can take quite some time. But straight couples that have fertility issues also
I
use
mean,
IVF. So like I don't really
but where I'm
understand
coming from is,
your point.
if we kind of like have everybody, not to like everybody straight, that means that the process becomes easy. We're just gonna have a sperm and an egg, then there is IVF. I just don't get the point of people trying to get an external sperm to have a child.
Because some people want kids. Like queer people are still people. They have some overlapping interests with straight people. Like wanting kids sometimes. In the same way that some straight people don't want kids, some queer people don't, and some queer people want
Right
kids
there.
and some straight people
That's
do.
what
I don't
I
really.
find it kind of weird that, fine, if you want to be gay, it's okay to be gay.
Can't say
But
that word. Can't say that
my
word.
fault. Oh, my
It's
fault. My
TikTok.
fault. But yeah,
It's
if
okay.
you trying to be whatever side you want to be, I mean, it's so good. But how you gonna how you gonna want to have a baby when you know that you can have a baby with your partner? You're gonna now try to find another third part to bring.
Okay, so infertile people also shouldn't be
I
having
mean, instead of
kids
people should have
because
kids,
they wouldn't be able to
but
do it naturally. Okay, so what's the difference between an infertile person using
the
IVF to have
difference
a
is
kid
an
and
infertile
a queer
person.
couple using
So
IVF to have
think
a
about it.
kid?
So like if it's like a straight couple, male and a female, and they're trying to have a kid, they can, I mean, the dude can go and get his sperms withdraw, and then an IVF process can go on. But on on an like a lesbian couple, that means that you're gonna need a third part. My point is like about bringing a third part to get the whole process done.
So?
If you would have just been with the guy, would you have needed another third part to give a kid?
Hold on. The goat has arrived.
What up? Hey, Uncle, I have a question for you, man.
Yeah, sure.
Okay, so wouldn't you say that women are the most maternal beings on the planet?
I would.
And you're questioning why we want children as lesbians?
I'm not questioning why you want why you want children. Is my
Damn!
my part is
Sorry.
just is
Damn! Sorry.
if you choose to be lesbian, and then you're gonna want it.
Wait. Did you say choice? Can you provide a source for where sexual orientation is a choice?
We already covered this, bestie.
Yeah, I mean,
It's
yeah,
not a
my fault.
choice.
Pardon me for saying that. It's not a choice. You can say that again, but
Okay, so back to my point of
yeah,
women are the most maternal beings on the planet, and you wonder why they want children?
I wonder why someone who's a lesbian wants to have a third part in their relationship just to have a baby.
Because we don't have a choice, right? We didn't have a choice.
They're not gonna fuck the third party. Like they're why would that matter? The third party is only there to sign a paper and provide their sperm. I don't know why that.
Do you care about that
Like,
when it comes
why
to
is
the
that
straight
relevant?
couple or just the lesbian couple?
Because it could be the guy having the fertility
know.
issue. You know that, right?
1 in 7 couples are infertile.
So the woman might need another guy's sperm too. Like it's not just the woman having a problem with
But
her
at
eggs.
least these can still take the DNA components from the other.
It's the exact.
So there's also 3-party IVF where we can get both genetics from the woman.
Yeah.
But it sounds like eugenics. It's kind of weird.
Yeah, man.
Why does that matter to you so much? Does adoption not matter, by the way? Are
I
those
mean, it
kids still
doesn't
not
really
kids?
matter to me that much, but I mean, I was just happy to just feel other people's thoughts. I don't really mind to have anybody who's like lesbian or the LGBT community around me. I mean, people they get to be who they are, and it's not a choice, and so
W
everybody says to
concession.
be accepted. But at some point in the, like behind my mind, I just have a question. But like, yo, man, if somebody gets to choose this to like not to choose this, but they are lesbian or they get to be part of the LGBT community, and they still gonna want to have a baby, but if your nature of being a lesbian does not allow you to be one to have to be with someone who can help you have a baby naturally, it just brings a sense of like having a sense of everything coming artificial because you can have a baby naturally, right? Because you are with another girl.
And for some infertile people can't have a baby naturally either. Why is this relevant?
Anyway, let's make it a type for another day.
Sexual orientation is
what do you
natural.
mean
So your
anyway?
point is still doesn't make any sense. I'm sorry. Like we didn't have a choice in being attracted to the same sex, same gender.
I mean,
So you're
it's
saying
fine.
is the purpose of life reproduction?
Huh?
Is the purpose of life reproduction for you?
Yeah, another good question. If your people were put in like in an island, they ain't gonna be life
No,
in
no.
there like
Answer their
after like
question.
100 years.
Hey,
About it.
hey. They asked you
Yeah.
a question first.
Wait.
It's a yes or no
What was your
question. Is the
question?
purpose of life reproduction to you?
The
Yes or
purpose
no?
of life is not reproduction, but we need reproduction for there to be life.
Okay, so then it's subjected to the person.
So then why would you be getting in the way of a lesbian couple having children?
But my
Period.
question is, if you're let's say if you're to have like not to say I'm trying to be like to segregate or something, but if you're to have like have your own community, are you gonna be able to be reproductive if you have your own community, not to be?
And if you put a group of infertile people on an island, they
But
wouldn't be
if
able to
it's
have kids either.
if it's
Mute
like a community
point.
of stray people, there is gonna be life, right?
If they're all infertile, no.
You have to you have to go to these extremes, and it's unnecessary to like prove your point. You're just gonna back yourself in a corner. Because I could just use, if we put all men on an island, it would be the same thing. It really is just irrelevant. It doesn't matter. It's not going to happen. And so modern medicine isn't going to go away. Homosexuality is not going to go away. Heterosexuality is not going to go away. So these argument points are so irrelevant.
Yeah, like I said, I mean, everybody can get to be who they are, and it cannot be changed. That's just the nature of the world. So
then what's the problem?
Okay, so if that's the case, then there's got to be some cognitive dissonance. Because if you can concede to the fact that queer people are queer, period, why would you continue to try and rationalize queerness as being something that's morally wrong?
like I always say this. There's always a problem when there's when something gets to be too much. There isn't a problem with the LGBT community. Fine, they say people being lesbian, but there can be a problem if the LGBT community try to push it up into other communities, or for them to like try to come up on the map as if they were not there. Like you were there.
Oh, you mean like queer people wanting rights and to not be
Hey, Uncle, I have a
hate
question.
crimes
Yeah,
and
sure.
to
I'm here.
Live?
So when has somebody handed you a pamphlet and said, be lesbian?
Nobody has handed me one, but the fact that wherever I'm going, I'm gonna be seeing posts. Come on.
So what do the posts say?
All the posts like you see LGBT community, you see it posted everywhere. Where do you see posts of
They exist?
Damn, so we exist. My fault.
Huh?
Damn.
So you mean nobody
We
handed you a
exist.
pamphlet telling you to be
Fuck.
lesbian, but you just saw lesbian people existing, and that means we're pushing it? Because I would think that
Come on.
being
Wait,
pushed
come
means
on,
being
come on.
handed a
That's
pamphlet.
like you trying to market something. think about it. Let's be honest. Why don't we have straight people telling, coming up?
Because you don't need to. You're
When were
not
your rights
oppressed for
taken
being
away?
straight. But you know who is oppressed for being queer?
When were your
Queer
rights ever
people.
taken away? When did you have to fight to get married?
On the basis of
So-
being straight.
You know what? I just like it when, so you accepting that it's right to be queer, right?
It's amoral to be queer. It's not right to be queer in the same way it's not right to be straight. It just is. Like grass blowing in the wind.
You know, this kind of discussion is just kind of discussion like saying, trying to define right and wrong. Even someone who is wrong can still see the rightness in it, but everything always remains gray. That's what I can say.
What?
Is heterosexuality gray?
I think heterosexuality is white, like it's clear, but for other sexes, they're coming out from heterosexuality, which is something, I mean, I can understand even from the root of science, but I mean,
My brain is farting.
Just make sure it doesn't let you shoot out of your mouth.
What? You say make sure it doesn't come out of my mouth?
Yeah.
Damn, no burping
Dang, I
for
burp a
you.
lot.
Damn, you're cooked. You're
Dang.
cooked. Do you have any more for us guests? Like a source
Anything.
or like
My brain
logical
is farting so hard, I need some help.
Or
Nah. I'm about it.
we gotta express ship you some Pepto Bismol. Anyway,
It was not me,
all right,
y'all
well,
guys.
it was definitely a time. Moving on to the.
If you don't want me to stay, I won't stay, but I appreciate you letting me up. I really just want to ask him that question.
Okay, well, I mean, if you want to stay, you're welcome
I
to,
will
but you don't have
stay.
to.
I love the debates.
Me too. Me too. All right. Hello.
Hello.
Hi. How old are you?
25.
Okay. Do you think being lesbian is wrong?
So I don't think. I think the act, if you act on lesbian feelings, is wrong.
Why?
It's sorry, I'm a bit nervous because a lot of people I'm not used to talking on lives. I think it's because of my my religion and my beliefs. So I believe that it's a moral question when you say is something right or wrong. And I think that if it's a right or wrong question that everyone can
Yeah.
agree on, it needs to be based on something objective. So
No morality is objective, including yours.
yeah, I disagree. I think we do have objective morality because we base it on
Define the word objective.
it's true regardless of opinion or circumstance.
Right. Okay. So what would make God's morality
Because we
objective?
believe he's true regardless of opinions or circumstance. We believe he's the absolute truth.
Right, but his morality is based off of his opinion. Without his opinion, it would not be true.
Yeah, but his opinion is absolute.
Something that is objective is true regardless of a conscious mind. It is mind dependent for something to be subjective. It's mind independent for something to be objective. And God has a mind, does he not?
He has a will, yeah. And he has intelligence
Okay.
as well. I'm Muslim, by the way, so
Okay, so God's morality would also be subjective.
it wouldn't because his will and his mind is absolute. It's absolutely true. So what he determines to be true or not is absolute as well.
That would still make it subjective. because it is mind dependent. Just because it's God's mind doesn't mean it's not subjective.
Yeah, but then again, from our, even if that is the case, although I can argue that it isn't, because I think even if his mind is absolute, then it doesn't depend. Like there's no subjectivity involved in that. But even if it is, according to us here on in the world as being humans, it still is objective because whether I believe that it's wrong or not is irrelevant. Whether you, Sam, believe it's right or wrong is irrelevant. Because if it is God that's determining whether it's right or wrong, then it's, as far as we're concerned, it is objective.
You can disagree with God.
You can, yeah. You have the choice to do that, but then we would
Right.
say you're sinning.
I can't disagree with the fact that we live on a floating rock, right? Like that's true whether I want to believe it or not. But God having morality that's outlined in the Bible or in your case the
Yeah.
Quran, his morality would be subjective because it is reliant on what he thinks. If he thought differently, the morals would be different. That is the point.
Yeah, so I think obviously for us, we have a logical worldview. If it's consistent logically. So if I hold the view that God is absolute, right, and his morality is objective, which you might say, yes, it's up to his opinion, but then I think that opinion is absolute, and we believe God is true and unchanging. So like when he wills something is one way, it doesn't change. So it's objective because it's always true throughout time, basically.
Yeah, objectivity doesn't mean that something is always true. Like, I can think that my favorite color is blue for the rest of my life. That's still a subjective opinion. It's just a subjective opinion that's going to exist for about
It's
80
also
some
your subjective
years.
opinion that God is moral.
True.
Yeah, it's my opinion that he is, yeah.
Yeah, because
And that he's good.
I can go through your Bible and read you heinous scriptures where God is immoral.
Yeah, I don't believe in the Bible, but yeah,
Okay, believe in Quran?
in the Quran,
Oh,
yeah.
there. Yeah.
I think, yeah, I mean, look, at the end of the day, like, I think the reason it's logically consistent is because we believe it's the act that takes you, like, into where you're right or wrong. It's not just you being that way. Even if you're naturally, have one disposition, it's the acting on it, whatever that disposition is, whether it's to steal, whether it's to lie, whatever it may be. I mean, if it's there and you don't act on it, then it's not a question of right or wrong at that point. It's when you choose to act on it, that's when you're enacting your free will. And that's when it becomes a question of right or wrong. And I think if you're telling me, is it wrong or right, we have to base it on some sort of morality. Otherwise, I think the question itself is irrelevant. Which I don't know if you maybe believe that.
Okay. Can you prove to us that Allah is real?
Is that what you want me to do?
Yeah.
I believe we need like an objective, an absolute truth to explain like all the contingent stuff that we see around us, including the world itself, including time. We need something to anchor all of this in. Otherwise, we just have like a infinite regression of like just causes of effects. We don't have a cause. We don't have anything that starts everything.
So who started God?
He's absolute. He doesn't need a cause because he's the absolute truth.
Damn, the universe is absolute. Crazy work.
He isn't because it's contingent.
Damn.
Well, so you
Damn.
have no evidence to back up your claim, but if we say the same thing, then we're wrong.
I would believe you're wrong. I would believe so.
We
Yeah.
could say the same thing back to you. You're
Yeah, I mean, look,
presupposing that God made it without proving that God made it.
I think that the logical argument I just gave, where you said the universe, then what the universe itself is contingent. It needs an explanation. It's not absolute. Even if it's a sum of contingent things, it still needs an explanation. Like if you're telling me like the gravity and the galaxies we see, all of these things need something else. They can change. They're subject to change. The world could exist without them. And, I mean, they're not absolute. You
I
need
think you need
something
an
absolute for them to.
explanation. I think you need an explanation, but I think we're okay with knowing that science hasn't caught there yet. But you need an explanation, so you put God there when we haven't figured it out yet.
Yeah, I think you could say like the God of the gaps argument, but I don't think it's the God of, because I think this is one thing that science probably will not catch up to, because it's outside of the realm of observation. We can't observe this. So how is science ever gonna prove or disprove this? It's a theological sort of philosophical question. It's not a
No,
scientific one.
100%. I think that atheists totally agree that the contingency argument is one of the strongest arguments, but again, it's still kind of God of the gaps where you're shoving God in there when there is no evidence for God. Just because you need a cause, then we could still go down the if you believe in infinite regress, then who caused the causer? But if you're going to say then God's absolute and he could be the cause, then we could say the universe is the cause. Then we'll just be in a
Well, no,
circular
because the
argument.
universe is contingent. So you would have to you'd have to prove that the universe is necessary, and it isn't, because it's just a sum of contingent things. Doesn't make it necessary. But yeah, I mean, what you said is true. I mean, like at the end of the day, we probably will never get there. But I'm saying it's. Would you say that my reasoning then for thinking that acting on a disposition is wrong is illogical? Because if I have this logically consistent worldview, which is, I think, vast majority, I think definitely almost all Muslims, and I think Christians as well, would then that make their worldview logical, even though it is opposed to yours? Or would it just be still an illogical point of view?
Well, that would depend on whether or not there are contradictions in the Quran, which is what I am looking for. Because if it's an Abrahamic religion, there's definitely a contradiction.
You can look into it.
So hold on.
Yeah, there is actually. I
Right
believe
now.
that in the Quran it talks about the prostate is located right here, and the prostate is not located right here.
Oh,
It does say that. It says it's in the upper chest.
I read the Quran once a month. It doesn't say anything about prostate. And I'm fluent in Arabic as well.
wording.
But yeah, and I don't want to turn this into if you guys are happy to do it, we can turn it into a religious thing. But because I think that's what the basis of this question.
Well, it would have to be a religious thing if you think that your argument is based off of your religion. Then it would have to be a religious.
Yeah, that's why I think the question of right or wrong is probably a religious question. Because if you think like all morality is subjective, then that question is pointless. Because what does it matter?
Well, no, you can still have morality just because it's subjective doesn't mean it doesn't matter.
It's just not taken seriously, because if there's nothing anchoring it. I could just disagree with it.
How is that my problem?
Just walk away. That's what I'm saying. That's why it becomes a pointless thing, because I can say, no, I think it's wrong.
Well, yeah, you could disagree with it.
I just think so.
You can disagree with it if you're logically consistent, but you still haven't proved to us that Allah is real, so.
I think I've given a good argument that he is. And I think the reason why atheists say it's God
You're
of the
just
gas,
saying that
no one has given a good response to this. It's been out there for, I think, almost 1,200 years. And
I mean, the contingency argument, yeah. I mean, there's nothing we can say because you're presupposing that God did it with no evidence.
No. The difference, AG, is that the contingency argument is not like the cause and effect argument. It's not like the first mover argument, because that you can just say, well, then what moved that mover? With the contingency argument, you're talking about necessary being. And necessary being, by the way, doesn't mean like a God with a beard. That's not what we believe, by the way. We don't believe God is has a gender or he's a man. He's outside of our realm of imagination. We can't even envision what God is, but he just is there. So that necessary being explains all the contingent things we see around us. That's all it is. I mean, it's not. So the difference between it and a first mover argument is what you just said before, AG, is that you can ask them what caused that cause. But with this one, because that cause is necessary, it doesn't need a cause.
I'm thinking about ice cream and cupcakes right now. I'm gonna be fully honest with you.
Sorry. No. I'm sorry if I bored you guys.
I got cupcakes and ice cream in my fridge. I'm about to grab that shit for real. But anyway, all right. So then we're at a stalemate. Then the universe could have always existed, and Allah could have always existed. Although you haven't even proved that Allah is real. Like that's the problem. You know that, right?
But
like
I think
you're not winning this right now because you have a
no.
presupposition.
Yeah, I do. But then we all do. Everyone, every conversation has a presupposition. But I think that
Right, but our presupposition has evidence,
what's your
and yours
presupposition? What is
doesn't.
it?
Unless you have evidence
What's
for
your
Allah being
presupposition?
real,
What is it?
that the universe has always existed. That would be that the universe exists to begin with, which
That's not
we
true.
live
That's
in it
scientifically not true. We have like
right now.
the redshift. We have like the Big Bang theory, like the static. What they call steady state theory has been disproven. We know the universe had
Do
a
you
start.
dispute that we live
The
in a
universe had a
universe?
beginning. No physicist like today would tell you it didn't. No serious physicist anyway.
Right.
Today.
No physicist will tell you that the universe doesn't have a beginning, but not every person thinks that time itself had a beginning. There are theories that time itself has existed for all of eternity. So the combination of space-time would be what the universe is made of. But if that's the case, then time would always have had to exist.
That's a philosophical theory. Obviously physics is not going to go there. Yeah,
I'm
physics is
aware.
not going to, because physics is concerned. There's the Big Bang, and that's where the space-time continuum started. Like the steady state theory is gone. So what was the presupposition that you had? That's true. That the universe has always
The
existed.
presupposition we have, yes.
Yeah, but that's not true. That the universe has always existed.
The presupposition is that the universe
Yeah,
exists.
okay.
Right, but what we're saying then is that the universe has always existed. You're saying the universe has a beginning, that beginning is God. But you haven't proved to us that God
You have to demonstrate
exists.
that God did it.
How would you mean prove and demonstrate? Like with what? With like physical evidence? Or
Any
how?
sort of evidence.
Because physical evidence didn't even exist at the time. Like, there's no matter. Like what you're asking now is something that's impossible. That's where it becomes a
Well, how do you
stalemate.
think that we came to?
Hmm?
Sorry to cut you off. I'll let you finish.
No, it's okay. It's okay.
How do you think that we came up with the vast majority of evidence that backs up the Big Bang?
We saw like observable things like the redshift, like the universe is expanding, things are moving away from each other. And so they do calculations and like calculate it like back, and then they realize that okay, this all started from one central point and now it's moving away from each other.
So can you do the same thing with your God?
I mean, look, I think there are physical, like obviously physical things, but then if I bring them up, this is going to be a point where nobody, like those are subjective experiences, right? Like when someone says, I've felt the presence of God or like a miracle, but I'm not going to use that because those are subjective. They're not going to convince you guys. But we don't have like an objective physical evidence. We just have objective like things that we can see, and then we can deduce that God does exist from that. Unless we do like
You mean assume.
have
You mean
faith, we would say
assume that
faith.
God does
We would
exist.
say we believe that God exists.
Which is in the absence of evidence.
So yeah, but the thing is, like again, to bring it back to like the point in the start is that I think that our worldview is logical. I think again, I'm not like obviously I don't want to offend anybody.
Then prove
No.
to us that Allah is real. And do it quickly, because I'm fucking bored,
No, it's all right.
respectfully.
I don't think I can do it in like a.
Actually, thank you, Jaden, for the $10 on Venmo.
WJ in the chat. WJ in the chat.
W. Someone said nobody cares about this man. Thank you, Jaden. Crazy work. Moving on to the next guest.
My brain was farting again,
Damn
honestly.
Is my mic straight? I'm not echoing, right?
Yeah, you good.
Your mic is actually quite lesbian. Hi.
25.
How old are you? Okay. Do you think being lesbian is wrong?
Okay, can I just say one thing? I know you're bringing up oppositions only, but can I just say one thing? I appreciate y'all for cooking that casual. He's a dumbass. And y'all have a beautiful, blessed day.
Well,
We
thank
love
you.
you. Period.
Fair enough. That was very demure.
The farts
my fucking
farts left
God.
my brain when you
Oh,
spoke,
wait.
man.
I'm so glad. This is
This is scary.
this is yeah. Hi, how old are you?
And he was a fairy.
26, man.
Okay. Okay, do you think being lesbian is wrong?
Yep. In the Bible, it actually shows that it is wrong to be lesbian.
Am I being trolled right now,
Nope.
mister? What the fuck are you smacking on?
Well, I said the evidence is in the Bible.
That's not what I asked you. I said, what the fuck are you mashing in between your lips right now? It sounds horrific. Your mouth sounds like the personification of the word moist. I fucking hate it. Please stop. Please. Nah, don't teacup now. Put the fucking snack down. Eat the meal later.
Hey, where are you going?
This is Christ's warrior, dead ass. Y'all finna lose that war hard
I was
as
really
fuck.
trying to come at him too.
I'm saying.
Warrior!
I think he's gathering his
I think he's getting
composure.
rid of whatever was in his mouth. And he was a fairy.
Oh.
Mr. Fairy toots away.
Oh. What is it with you and flatulence?
It's because I got tummy issues.
God. Oh my god. Hello.
Hello.
Flatulence.
Hi.
Do you have
How
tummy
old are
issues?
you?
Because if you know the word flatulence, then you definitely have tummy issues. Yeah.
I don't know what you're talking about. I would never.
Hi.
Hello? Anyway. Hi, how old
I'm
are you?
55.
Okay. Do you think being lesbian is wrong?
I do think that it's wrong.
And why is that?
Well, first of all, I'm a conservative Christian. And so I'm going to base a lot of that on the Bible. But that doesn't mean that God
Okay.
doesn't love you and love everyone and love you just as much as he loves me. I do believe
Okay.
that our society, our church just recently lost. We used to be United Methodist Church, and we're no longer part of the United Church because we do have different beliefs on homosexuality. And when our church was dividing, I did a lot of research, especially on homosexuality, how God feels about it, the Bible feels about it, etc. And I found it interesting, not necessarily about lesbians, but that about 40 to 50% of men who are in therapy that believe that they are gay experience,
Can't say that word.
happy.
No worries. That's actually kind of funny.
Thank you, Lily, for your gifts.
Contributed to an inappropriate experience as a child with another male. And so they question their own sexuality.
Yeah. So that's not backed up by any studies.
I was reading a therapist study. Now,
could we
I'll
have
have
it?
to go find it, but I'll be glad to write you down and send it to you. I don't have those answers, but I do know that it's not my place to judge. And I have my feelings about that, but I'm gonna love no matter what.
Okay. Well, that's a sweet sentiment. However, there's kind of like Like the question up above isn't really about that, respectfully. So like even if we were to give you the the argument, I guess, that people are queer because they were like molested or something, which again has like no
That was
scientific
only,
integrity.
that was only a therapeutic study of
Hey,
men.
Tammy. So 81% of women have been essayed. So if 81% of women are essayed and lesbians make up less than 2% of the population, what would that mean to you?
I don't know. I have mixed feelings. I have mixed feelings about it. You know, I have a Christian faith about it, but I have friends that are struggling with this. I have
They're only
lesbian. I have
They're only struggling because of y'all.
Well, I have lesbian friends that are in our church that are struggling.
Because you tell them it's wrong.
Right, but that would
I
only be a
haven't told them it's
struggle.
wrong.
Yeah, exactly.
The church tells you you're wrong.
That's
Okay, but
not
your
my
church
place
is
to tell
telling them that it's wrong.
Um,
That doesn't.
I mean, I have my own
okay.
personal beliefs, but that's something that I think that, you know, you've got to figure out for yourself.
I gotta ask
Sure.
you a question, Tammy. Do you think
Absolutely
slavery is
not.
okay? Your
Leviticus
God does.
25. Want me to read it for you?
Sure.
Okay. Leviticus 25, 44 through 46. You have a version of the Bible you like?
It doesn't matter.
Cool. Your male and female slaves are to come from the nations around you. From them you may buy slaves. You may also buy some of the temporary residents living among you and members of their clans born in your country, and they will become your property. You can bequeath them to your children as inherited property and can make them slaves for life, but you must not rule over your fellow Israelites ruthlessly. We can go to Exodus where it talks about how to I don't know what you can say on here. BEAT them. So whatever, we can move along to that as well.
Mm-hmm.
So what do you think about that?
Well, I think that there was a time, I mean, just like there was sacrifice in the Bible, you know, there became a time where there became a covenant where there was no longer sacrificial sacrifices needed in the Bible. You just have to know your Bible. And
Tammy.
again,
We're talking, Tammy, hold on one second. We're talking about an all good and all just God, right?
yes.
Okay. So how can an all good and all just God condone something that we have become more moral than your own God to realize that slavery is absolutely horrific and disgusting? But your God doesn't know that? Because he knows everything. He knows that we're going to become, he can see the future. So in the future, he sees that we realize slavery is absolutely horrific and owning people as property is absolutely disgusting. And so we see that and we become more moral than your own God. But God condones it all throughout the Bible and tells you what to do and how to treat them.
So you acknowledge that there is a God?
And
This is an internal critique. We're working underneath your worldview.
So I don't have the right to ask any questions?
of course you do.
No, yeah, you can
So
ask
I
questions.
simply
It's fine.
ask, do you believe in a God?
No.
Okay.
No.
Well, were you raised in a church?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
What made you decide that God wasn't real?
Contradictions.
For me, there's so much. First of all, the biblical God is evil. Second of all, there's no evidence backing a God.
8.
There's no evidence backing a God. Third, actually, that's kind of it.
Wait, hold on, y'all. I want my goddamn
Go get it.
cupcake. Continue.
So there's no evidence, and so I never critically thought about the fact. Most people are indoctrinated to believe that God is real. They never critically think about the stories in the Bible or any of that kind of stuff going on, and so they just read it with this notion that's been presented to them their entire life that God is all-knowing and good and loving and all these things, but they don't actually read with an open mind of you're just taught that God is all-loving. But when you actually take the blinders off and you read how God actually is, one, even if he was real, I would never worship the biblical God. But second of all, there's no evidence to back up God whatsoever. So I just want to believe as many true things as possible.
Sure. So I can only tell you that I think that everyone's relationship to their God is different. And if that is something that you struggle with, then I mean, I can only tell you what I would tell my own children. And that would be that you pray for answers, you pray for wisdom, you pray for solutions. You know, there should never be hate. The question is being a lesbian wrong? You know, in my faith, I believe it to be wrong, but I also know that my God is a God of love, and it's not my place to judge. It's only His place to judge, and our society does need to be more accepting of people who are struggling with their own sexuality.
Okay, one, we don't struggle with sexuality. Two, I want to go back to your God is
There
all
are
loving.
some who do struggle with sexuality. Their
Only
sexuality.
because the church condemns them. But first of all, I want to go back to the God is
Not
loving
just
part.
their church, their families.
Oh yeah, I know. Yeah, that's the only reason. They don't struggle internally. They know. But you guys push them in this heteronormative society and to be hetero. And so that's the only reason they struggle. But I would like to go back
pushed
to
anyone.
I'm generalizing.
Okay.
But I would like to go back to that your God is all loving. So let's go to Numbers 15:32 through 36. I'd like for you to morally justify God's behavior in this verse. Can you do that for me?
If you'll read it to me, I'm on my phone. I'm not pulling it up.
No, I got you. I'll read it to you.
Okay.
So this is the penalty for violating the Sabbath. Now while the children of Israel were in the wilderness, they found a man gathering sticks on the Sabbath day. And those who found him gathering sticks brought him to Moses and Aaron, and to all the congregation. They put him under guard, because it had not been explained what should be done to him. Then the Lord said to Moses, "The man must surely be put to off. All the congregation shall stone him with stones outside the camp." So as the Lord commanded Moses, all the congregation brought him outside the camp and stoned him with stones, and he offed. Do you think that in what world is that okay? In what world is that loving?
Well, that is not loving.
Well, your Lord commanded it. Your God commanded it.
I don't know, honestly, that every single story in the Bible or verse in the Bible is necessarily meant to be
How could one possibly turn that story into a metaphor?
Well, I'm not asking that you do.
How?
I'm saying that I think many of them are meant to teach us lessons. And, you know, again.
So stone this man as a lesson. Stone this man for picking up sticks on the Sabbath. That's a necessary lesson. What kind of lesson would that teach anybody? Don't pick up sticks on the Sabbath day? Solid.
I mean, I agree with you there. I agree with you there.
On a morality standpoint and on a psychological standpoint, this man is picking up sticks.
Exactly.
He's picking up sticks on the Sabbath day. And he got stoned for it. The Lord commanded that he was stoned for it.
That means a lot of kids need to get stoned.
So, let me ask you this. I mean, if you don't mind me asking you this, when did you decide there was no God?
The last 2 years of my life. Period.
Same.
And do you mind me asking how old each of you are?
I am 22.
I'm 20.
And I think this is my opinion. I think it's wonderful that you question whether or not this is real or not, God is real or not. Because I really do believe that through your questioning, you'll find answers You're very young. You haven't had a whole lot of experiences.
Hey, Timmy.
I'm gonna
Timmy.
guess you haven't experienced a lot of death in your family.
Timmy.
Yes.
I'm just gonna say this, but there is no evidence for a God, and no matter what you go through, me reading your Bible from cover to cover is enough for me to shut the book and never read it again.
Well, I can tell you that my own personal
I don't need to pray
journey.
for answers when that person doesn't exist. That will never do anything for me.
And besides, even if we were to go based off of how old I am, the amount of shit I've been through since I was a child, why the fuck would God allow me to go through that? I was innocent.
Well,
It
let
had
me ask
nothing
you
to do
this.
with me.
Let's assume that he's not real. We do know in the Bible that there is a promise of a better world. That is part of the Bible. So let's
Okay. So just to get this straight. He brought me into this world to suffer for 80 some years to then promise me an afterlife of joy if I repent for my sins, which in this context would mean repenting for a specific part, an integral part of my identity as a queer person. I have to apologize for that and mean it from the bottom of my soul, or else I'm gonna be banished to the depths with Lucifer.
That's not what
I
I
just
was
want to
gonna
make
say.
sure.
I have a question because this is your binary world, heaven and hell. Okay, so this is your free will God. This is the world that God has created for you. So I'm just gonna ask you a question. If you think this is fair and just. So let's say I ask you on a date. You go on this date with me, and I say, if you say yes, you go on this date with me, you'll have the most fun that you'll ever have in your entire life. But if you don't go on this date with me, I'm gonna lock you in my basement and set it on fire.
Okay.
That's what God has created for you. Is that fair and just from an all good, all just God?
Or even then, just to boil it down, is that how consent works?
Okay. What I was simply gonna say was, if you don't believe in God, wouldn't it be wonderful just to hope that there was a better way, that there was a better life?
I think it's comforting for a lot of y'all. You need that. But my life is like 20 times more meaningful because there is no afterlife. I can face death full head on and understand that every day that I live on this planet is much more precious. But you're promised an afterlife in your worldview, so every day to you, you take with some sort of you don't really, you kind of take it for granted.
I don't take it for granted. I wasn't raised in the church. In fact, I didn't start attending to the church until I had children, which changed my life. But I can tell you that as a small child, I did have a personal experience where Jesus came into my life. I can tell you that. I did not know God, did not go to church. So that kind of confirmed for me that there was a God. So again, I've lost both my parents to cancer. We've been through a lot in our lives and our families, and I think that again, you've got your own experiences, and I want to stress that I'm not judging you at all. I'm simply saying that there will be opportunities in your life where you will question maybe some of your decisions. You may be a lesbian the rest of your life, and
with the utmost respect, and I genuinely mean this. As someone who lost their father at 13, anecdotal evidence is not proof.
And I'm truly sorry for that.
And I'm sorry you lost your parents, but that doesn't
Both
really
of them back to
prove
back.
anything.
Yeah.
And that's horrific. Especially to cancer. I'm sure that was horrible. But that doesn't
Horrific.
prove anything
You're exactly
in this
right.
debate.
I can only tell you that every time for me, personally, my journey drew me closer to God as I experienced pain and grief and, you know, more than that, learning to give grace and learning to be hopeful that, you know, for example, this whole election mess, you know, why can't we simply come together as people and love one another and accept one another?
If Trump would stop spewing the hatred, maybe it'd be a little bit easier, but he quite literally divided the entire country.
Well, and I understand that. But, you know, my daughter is 21, and then I have a son who is 30, and I have grandchildren. And every obstacle that we've gone through, we've lost our family home during the recession of 2007. Y'all were just babies at that time, where we've had to sell our home, move, relocate. My father-in-law was a paraplegic at that time, got in a major car accident. Everything that happened, I prayed for answers because I didn't have them. I didn't have the answers. And I needed someone to carry me through or else I was going to lose it. And there were moments in my journey that I didn't feel like I knew God. And I didn't feel like he was close to me or even that I understood him. But
Tammy, can I say something? I want to be the most respectful I can.
Absolutely.
But in the most prosperous societies, they're atheists because they don't need God. But whenever we have I want to say this in a respectful way, but my mom is the same as you, and
Thank you for the $10 on Venmo, lovey. I'm sorry, I hope you enjoy the rest of your night.
good, you spared me from having to say her
Bye, sorry.
imaginary friend is useful.
I at some point I
Shoddy, please get a therapist.
Anyway. Shoddy like a melody. That also there's a person named Faith something or other in the comments. Just request. God damn. Stop being a baby. Shit.
Yo, that cupcake looks delicious.
Moving on to the next guest. That shit was so. I get the light and creamy frosting.
The
whipped
whipped is the best. Other than cream cheese. Cream cheese and whipped are my favorite.
Cream cheese is good. It is.
Period.
It is. Moving on.
I just wanted to say that I'm so sorry you had to listen to that. Yeah. No shade. As a transsexual woman.
No shade.
I'm so sorry that you even had to listen to that. I think people sometimes need something to believe in, and it's definitely understandable to make sense of the madness, but doesn't mean that we have to believe it with you.
Crazy work, but fair. We are, however, only looking for opposition, so while I appreciate your presence, my love,
later, girl.
Thank you for coming up. Bye-bye. Moving on to... We don't have to believe it with you. Anyway. She was pretty ageist, yeah, but it seemed like she was well-meaning. Hello?
I'm 21.
Hi, how old are you? Okay, do you think being lesbian is wrong?
Because of my faith. I am also a Christian. So, yeah.
Can you prove to us that God is real?
No, because the religion is about faith. It's not supposed to have evidence. That's what faith is. So it would be defeating the purpose.
Okay, so you just casually believe in things
I
without
have evidence. Evidence are testimonies. That's our evidence. And feeling his presence, how he changed your life.
Yo, imaginary friends are crazy work, bro. I understand you need them, but
Personal experience is not
Yes, it
evidence.
is.
not. I mean, if my
Okay.
Because it's based on
I
faith.
believed in God with all my might. I believed in God with all my might, and I prayed for my mother to stop having her mental health deteriorate, and she's blocked now. So that
Well,
didn't
just
work.
because
I prayed for the GAY to go
he
away.
never
It didn't
promised
happen.
you a struggle-free life. That's not. He never said that. So I don't know. I just feel like a lot of people
I didn't ask
say
for a
when
struggle-free
when things go
life.
wrong, they just so quick to blame God or say he's not real just because he does. You don't.
Well, that
It's
would be
not.
God's fault. He
He
created everything,
did,
did he
but
not?
a lot of
Cam,
things aren't.
Okay, so he also
No,
created my
he
suffering.
didn't.
Cam.
I thought he
Yeah.
created everything though.
Sorry,
Go ahead,
let
AG.
me know too. I'm a big cutter offer, but okay.
No, you're good.
Cam. So who created Satan?
Satan. Well, his name was Lucifer, but he became Satan when he got jealous of God and got kicked out of heaven.
Who created him?
Right, but who made him though?
God did. They were all angels.
Okay. So hold on.
Damn, crazy
hold on.
word.
So God created Satan knowing he was gonna fall, but he didn't have to create him, right?
Yeah, but it was a choice. That's Satan. Well, Lucifer got greedy, and that's
He
what
could have
happened.
gotten rid of him after he got greedy, but instead he decided to
But
send him
that's
down
the
with
point
us.
of free will. It's a choice.
Yeah, but God creating evil contradicts an all good God.
God didn't create evil.
We just proved it. I just proved to you.
Just because
Actually,
he created
wait,
Lucifer, and
wait.
Lucifer made a choice to become evil.
We don't even
He didn't
have to.
create
We don't even
evil.
have to prove it. Is the crazy thing? Is the crazy thing? AG is we don't even have to prove it because the Bible
Bible
says
says
it
what?
actually.
That God created
Hold
evil?
on. That God created
Where?
evil. In Isaiah, hold on. Isaiah 45:7. I, the Lord, do all these things, and I make peace and create evil.
Which version is that?
The King James Version.
Okay, read the NIV or NLT.
Okay, sure.
Girl, it's the same book. You really want to play? No theist would ever say that.
But you know what? No, but it's okay though. It'll say the exact same shit. It's fine.
I want to read my version. Get up my version. I'll read the King James version.
Oh wow, I'm being very respectful. This is
I
actually crazy.
form the light. I mean, you're trying to justify your prejudice
I'm not
toward
prejudiced. Who
lesbians.
said I was
So
prejudiced?
the presupposition of disrespect.
I do
you
believe
think
it's
being
wrong,
lesbian
but
is
I'm not
wrong?
prejudiced. I'm not gonna go out my way. Hold on,
Do
let
you
me
think
finish. I'm
being
not gonna
straight
go out
is
my way
wrong?
to be rude. That's
That's
being
not what
prejudiced.
prejudice
Going out my
means.
way.
That's not
Yes,
what
it is.
prejudice means.
Yes, it is.
That's not what prejudice means. It means holding an ideal for one that you don't hold for the other. You think being straight is okay, but you think being lesbian is wrong,
That's not
which
prejudice.
is prejudice or double standard if prejudice is too violent of a word for you. You know what?
Okay.
Let's look up the word prejudice
It's without
before we look
reason.
at the what's it called? Preconceived opinion that is not based on
Well,
reason.
my reasoning is that I believe in the Bible and I believe in God. So that is a reason.
And the Bible says, the NIV version, I form the light and create darkness. I bring prosperity and create disaster. I, the
Two evil
Lord, do
people,
all
yes.
these things.
Hey Cam, prove the
It doesn't
Bible's
say that,
real.
but you're just
Cam,
picking and
prove the
choosing
Bible's
verses.
real.
You have to think about the Bible as a whole. People pick and choose verses, and that's why it doesn't make sense to a lot of people. But you have to think of it as a whole. And plus, a lot of this
Well,
is in the Old
no, we
Testament. We're
had
in
one
the
question. Did he make
No.
evil or not? And the answer is yes. He says it himself that he made it. Are you disagreeing with God right now?
But everything is not
Okay,
literal.
so how you gonna tell God he didn't make it? Okay, so being lesbian, being wrong, is literal, but God creating evil when he specifically says he creates it is a metaphor.
Oh.
Deadass. Really? Who's picking and choosing
I'm
now?
not. I'm telling you are. You have to look at it as a whole. And everything is not literal in the Bible. And that's why a lot of people are
Alright,
confused.
you want me to show you
Okay,
something
so why
evil?
is
You want me to show you something
being-
evil, Cam?
No.
Please do.
Why would I want to see something
It's your
evil?
it's
Well,
your
too bad.
book.
Cry about it.
It's your book. You want me to read you
Okay,
something
go
evil?
ahead.
Okay.
If it's in the Old Testament, it probably
Old
is.
Testament. Is it the same God? Is it the same God?
Um, kind of. Like, see, I feel
Oh,
like
God changes.
I feel like he's kinder now. He doesn't treat us like in the Old Testament because of Jesus, who came and died for our sins, and now we're closer
Oh
to
yeah.
God than
So
ever.
hold on.
So
So
he's the
so
same
God,
God, but however,
Cam.
I do feel like he sympathizes us with a little more because he made himself human. So
Cam, hold on. So God came down as himself in human form, sacrificed himself to himself as a loophole for his own rules. And if you don't believe that, because there's only 4 eyewitness accounts, only 500 in the Bible, but you'd have to prove those, but 4 eyewitness accounts outside of the Bible, but you would say that's never enough, because if I said that there was 4 eyewitness accounts for Allah and for the Muslim religion, you'd say that's not enough. And so if I don't believe that Jesus Christ was a real person or was real, then I still am damned to an eternal hell.
yeah, all you need to do is believe in Jesus Christ and have a relationship with him to go to heaven.
Did you hear anything I just said?
Well, yeah, you basically said how he did make himself a man.
I fear she didn't.
Through Jesus.
As a loophole for his own rules that he created. You hear how
It's not a
idiotic that
loophole,
sounds?
It was his plan all along.
It's a loophole. He didn't have to create. He didn't have to come down as Jesus.
He didn't have to, but he did. That's how good he is.
No, that's
Jesus
what is good
died
about
for us.
crucifying your own son? What's good about crucifying your own son?
For the
That sounds like
rest of
insanity.
mankind, for the rest
He
of
didn't,
mankind.
but he never
for the
had
rest
to
of
do that in
mankind.
the first place if he didn't create
Exactly.
evil.
He didn't have to come
no,
down here and
no,
save
Cam,
us, but
Cam.
he did.
No, listen, he didn't have to create evil in the first place, but he decided to, and then he wanted to create a loophole for his own rules that he created to save you?
Yeah. It
That
sounds
sounds
crazy,
like
but
narcissism
yeah.
to me.
It doesn't have to make
So
sense.
just to make sure,
That faith is belief.
just
It doesn't have to make sense.
just like capitalists do when they make problems and then cause you to go spend your money to solve the problems they make. God created a huge problem and then wants you to worship him for fixing
He handed
the
you a
problem
broken
that he
vase
made.
and said if you drop it, you're going to hell.
Okay.
Oh, Philip, thank you for the
Period,
$10.
Philip.
Goodbye.
Period. W Philip in the chat. It's my stepdad's name.
Purr.
Oh.
Good or bad? Damn.
Yo,
Fair.
can you guys
Valid.
hear me?
Valid. Yeah. Hello?
Is the audio okay?
Hi, how old are you?
I'm 21.
Okay. Do you think being lesbian is wrong?
Personally, I don't believe so, but because of my faith, I am a Christian. I would still
I'm
have
sorry.
to call it. Pardon?
I said I'm sorry.
Oh, sorry for what?
Nothing.
But I also did want to also apologize for some of the other Christians that were coming in here and giving you kind of, and I don't want to sound rude, but kind of like horse feeding you guys, saying.
Wait,
when you
wait.
did-
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. But shh. I'm sorry. 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 I'm sorry.
Oh.
Thank you for the $50 cash app, Amanda.
W Amanda in the chat. Holy shit. Does that mean he's booted? Does that mean he's...
Thank you, mommy.
Okay.
No, that's not what that means. If she wanted him to be booted, she would have sent 10. But thank you, mommy.
W Amanda. I want to see 50 W Amandas in the chat right now.
Congratulations.
Yes, and she loves my outfit. Prove it. Anyway, proceed.
Oh, I did want to say I apologize for some of the other Christians that were popping in here and saying, oh, when you were asking the question, oh, what makes the Bible true? And they were saying, oh, because I believe in it. That's such a, pardon my language, but
Yeah, that wasn't-
bullshit excuse. And even as a Christian
Why?
myself, it just makes me a little mad because it just, I don't know, it just makes the faith just seem more just like fake, to be frank. So I just do want to apologize for that. But
Well, thank you. I mean, I don't know if our synapses will recover, but we'll try our best. But you said you think being lesbian is wrong, not intuitively, but because of your faith.
I would agree. Yes, I did say that.
Can I ask why? Okay, well, to start, so you personally don't think it's wrong,
Mm-hmm.
but you're allowing your faith to tell you that it's wrong?
So there's a lot of things in the Bible that, quite frankly, I don't really understand, but it's just it's gonna sound like those other Christians you were talking about, but it really is just like a faith thing where I don't care what anybody says. It takes there's even though it's 1 inch, you do have to take a leap of faith. But it just kind of all boils
Okay, but
down to-
bestie, you just apologized. You just apologized for the previous guest going, I believe in it. I think it's true because I believe in it. And you just said you gotta believe.
Mm-hmm.
So like what happened?
No,
So like a minute and a
it's
half
not
ago.
like I'm
What
closing-
happened?
it's not like I'm closing my eyes and I'm just going like, I believe, because then that would be fake faith. But just through seeing, Jesus Christ's life in Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John, and just seeing him, what he went through in the crucifixion, that he was willing to put his life down for people to know him and hopefully one day be with him, I'd have to trust them. If somebody dies for you, then if they believe in you that much, then I'm sorry.
Have you ever?
Thank you for the $10 on Cash App.
W
I'm
Philip in the chat.
W Philip, indeed. I wasn't expecting that. But thank you. But also, guests seemed very sweet. That just wasn't really gonna go anywhere, probably. But hello, Ragnarok. W movie. How old are you? Okay, well,
And
bye-bye.
she was a fairy.
I've been a nasty girl. I love that. I've never heard that before. That's actually really cute.
I say it every time somebody doesn't join or leaves.
I think I would end up saying that a lot.
I know, I do.
Like a lot. Hello?
Hello.
Hi, how old
I
are
am
you?
39.
Okay. Do you think being lesbian is wrong? Also, y'all, before we continue, make sure we're tapping the screen and hitting the share button so we can get a few more ops in before I end the stream. I will probably end in 20 minutes at exactly midnight. But sorry about that, guys. Please continue. Do you think being lesbian is wrong?
So as someone who used to engage in the lifestyle, I will say that it is wrong. And I'm going to say it's wrong because at the end of the day, I am a follower of Christ. I'm not what you would call the modern day Christian or textbook Christian. I don't do religion. I just follow Jesus Christ. That's it. And I was delivered from sexual immorality because God never intended for us to be with the same sex. His creation originally was man to be with woman and woman to be with man at the end of the day. And
Okay, so you said
Romans,
something quite interesting to me. You said you don't follow the religion. Do you mean that you don't read the Bible closely? What do you mean by that?
well, no, because I do read the Bible. I actually study the Bible. I say I don't follow religion because religion is man-based. Religion is not having a personal relationship with God. So there's a difference between being relational with God, and there's a difference between just religion. Religion, you doing what everybody else do. You know, I seen some comments in here that said,
So, you read your Bible
"Oh, I
by
read my
yourself.
Bible with the Holy Spirit."
You read your Bible by yourself, accompanied by
Correct,
the
because
Holy
the Holy
Spirit.
Spirit lives in me.
Okay. So, you are religious, you just don't like the organized part.
I'm a follower of Christ. I don't identify with the Protestant
Okay.
Christian.
Oh.
Okay, break it down for me when you got rid of. So, were you a lesbian?
I was bisexual. I've had lots of encounters back in my younger days with females.
Wait, Philip, I understand. I will send you back your $10 if you want, but there is an op shortage, okay? I'm sorry. But also thank you, Philip. But continue. This is intriguing, Philip. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
So, yes, I have been involved with females in the past.
Yeah, but you had the choice to be with both. So it just sounds like you just shoved one away. Doesn't sound like you were delivered.
I was delivered. It's what I was.
Okay, so explain that.
I was delivered. I was filled with the Holy Ghost and the Holy Spirit, and God took that desire away from me to be with females.
Maybe you weren't actually attracted to them to begin with. Maybe, I don't know. Science would
I
go
was
complete.
attracted-
You were attracted to them, and now you're not attracted to them at all.
No, I got delivered.
I just do not believe you.
That's fine if you don't.
Is there like scientific backing that this is like?
Because you know what's
repeatable?
craziness is conversion therapy, right? So 700,000 adults and 400,000 kids went through conversion therapy, and it didn't fucking work.
Conversion therapy is demonic. That's probably why it didn't
It
work.
was created by your people, so.
Who is your people?
Christians.
Didn't I just tell you I don't identify with the
Again, she
Protestant?
claims to not be religious.
I don't identify with the Protestant
so-
Christian.
They read, dude. They all they did was read the Bible to these people, but they also used torture methods.
Okay, but that's not what I do. I don't believe in torturing anybody. I don't even believe in
Well,
hating
your God
anybody.
does. Your God does.
Yes, he does. And he
True.
does. I'm not even gonna lie to you.
Wait, so
But I'm gonna tell you why he does.
what? We don't need to. There's no justification for torture. We don't need to know why he does. And even then, we do know why, and it doesn't help.
No, she didn't say that God justifies torture. She said that my God justifies wrath.
No, I said God tortures people.
He doesn't torture anybody. That's not what he does.
Oh, really? Because we can go back to Abraham and Isaac. You
sure?
want to talk about Abraham and Isaac?
Yeah, let's talk about Abraham and Isaac.
All
Because
right,
that's
let's
the God I follow. I follow the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. So let's talk.
All right.
Go ahead. I'm listening.
I'm just bringing up the verse. So, Genesis 22. Do you have a specific version of the Bible you like to read?
I like to read King James. But
Of
whatever
course.
one works for you is perfect.
Of course.
All right. All right. So we'll just go from 22. And it came to pass after these things that God tested Abraham and said unto him, Abraham, and he said, Behold, here I am. And he said, Take now thy son. Oh my God, I can't read this shit. I can't believe y'all read this crap. Hold on. I'm going back to NIV. I'm not, this isn't freaking. Where's it? Where's that NIV? Oh wait, no, never mind. I was reading the new. No, it is the same.
I don't know how y'all read this shit.
You
There
can
we go.
read the ESV or the AMPC or the CSB, whichever one is on your level. I'll understand it.
All right. So 20 time. This is when Abraham was tested. Sometime later, God tested Abraham. He said to him, Abraham, here I am, he replied. Then God said, take your son, your only son, whom you love, Isaac, and go to the region of Moriah. Sacrifice him there as a burnt offering on a mountain. I will show you. Early the next morning, Abraham got up and loaded his donkey. He took with him 2 of his servants and his son Isaac. When he had cut enough wood for the burnt offering, he set out for the place God had told him about. On the 3rd day, Abraham looked up and saw the place in the distance. He said to his servants, stay here with the donkey while I and the boy go over there. We will worship, then we will come back to you. Abraham took the wood for the burnt offering and placed it on his son Isaac, and he himself carried the fire and the knife. As the 2 of them went on together, Isaac spoke up and said to his father, Abraham, Father? ? Yes, my son, Abraham replied. The fire and wood are here. Isaac said, but where is the lamb for the burnt offering? Abraham answered, God himself will provide the lamb for the burnt offering, my son. And the 2 of them went on together. When they reached the place God had told him about, Abraham built an altar there and arranged the wood on it. He bound his son Isaac and laid him on the altar on top of the wood. Then he reached out his hand and took the knife to slay his son. But the angel of the Lord called out to him from heaven, Abraham, Abraham. Here I am, he replied. Do not lay a hand on the boy, he said. Do not do anything to him. Now I know that you fear God, because you have not withheld from me your son, your only son. And you want to tell me that that's not absolutely just horrific?
Well,
That's
that's
psychological
not
torture.
torture, and God
That's
God did
psychological
that
torture.
to test Abraham's obedience.
You were so
to
indoctrinated.
Testing does not justify
Because at the
psychological
end of the
torture.
day, when you are a follower of Christ, you have to,
At
you
the
have
end
to
of the
be.
day, God is a petulant parent who abuses his children and tells them to do completely and utterly unjustifiable things in the name of
I'm not
partner?
I'm not gonna be disrespectful to y'all, and I would appreciate, and I haven't been disrespectful to y'all. I've allowed y'all to speak when you feel the need to speak, and I have not cut you off. And I would appreciate if y'all gave me the same respect. You asked me a question, and I would like to answer the question. Either you want the answer or you don't. And if you don't want it, then we can just end the call here, and you can go on to the next person.
Go for it. I'd love for you to justify it.
Okay.
Well, so Abraham was being tested according to his faith. God was not going to kill his child. He was just testing to see if he was going to be obedient to God. Part of us being followers of Christ, you have to be obedient to what God do, whether you want to or not. That's the reason why most people hate God. Most people don't like God. Most people believe he's a false God. Most people think that he's a horrendous God, because of the things that he requires from his people.
Okay, so this does not justify the torture, as I did not think it would.
Torture. It was a test of faith
Thank you.
in his obedience.
So if I
okay, allow me to provide you a hypothetical, right? I have you have yourself and your child, and you're in a room, and someone hands you a pew pew, and they tell you there is one schmullet in the pew pew. You either have to aim it at yourself or aim it at your child and
That ain't
pull the
nobody.
trigger. And then it turns out that there was no bullet in the pew pew. Were they psychologically torturing you regardless of whether there was an actual schmullet in the pew pew? Yes or no?
My job is not to follow man. I don't answer to man. I don't do what man tells me to do.
So, okay, but you do
I'm gonna lose
listen,
it.
when you're going to
I'm gonna lose
justify
it,
that
AG.
something is wrong using your God, you have to prove that your God is moral. You're just a Christian apologist, and anybody that reads this should
is
see how
moral.
horrific it is. This is the most immoral possible thing you can do to somebody. This is the most immoral thing. If you take this, by the way, this is just like the most vague explanation. We don't even get Abraham's side of it, of how psychologically tortured he was, thinking that he was going to have to off his son, and God goes, just kidding, don't off your son. Like, how are you not reading this and thinking, wow, this God is absolutely horrific? This is so narcissistic. In what world is this love that you command? In what relationship would somebody command this of you and then take it back last minute? That's literal mental torture out of faith, as a test for faith. Doesn't he know Abraham back and forth? Doesn't he know how he is already? Why would he already knew what he was going to do.
That's also a very good point. God is all-knowing. He has no reason to test our faith. He knows literally everything. He knew exactly what was going to happen before he even told anyone to do anything. So it was just for fun. Like, there's no other explanation.
I'm here.
Hello?
I didn't hear a question. I heard an opinion.
Thoughts?
That's
Well, that's not an opinion. If God is all-knowing according to the Bible, and God knows exactly what anyone is going to do at any point, then why would he give us tests to prove our faith if he knows what we're going to do?
At the end of the day, whatever we have, whether it's children, whether it's family, whether it's material possessions, whether it's tangible things, at the end of the day, when you follow God, you have to be willing to give those things back to God by any means necessary.
Yeah, but you have to prove that your God. I want you to understand something. So when we talk about gods, right? Like, I bet you would think that the other gods, like the Muslim god or the other gods, are immoral or some way because you don't follow them. So if you're not going to question your own God's morality, then what God are you worshiping? Because I'm testing your own God's morality right now, and your God's pretty horrible.
I worship the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. The God of the children of Israel. That's the God that I worship.
And I'm reading your Bible to you, and he's horrific.
That's your opinion.
No, that's so you in what case is this justified? Would you do this? Would you do this yourself to somebody? Are you saying that this is justifiable? Is that what you're saying right now? Is this justifiable?
I'm not saying I would do it. I'm not a Hebrew Israelite either.
No one said that you were?
Oh, no, I'm reading the comments on this.
Okay. Well, I mean, considering you just kind of blindly believe despite all of the logical contradictions, it seems pretty in line, but...
I do blindly believe.
Okay.
From my own experience. Yeah, I do.
And you're proud of that?
I am. And I will die for Jesus Christ at the end of the day. Very proud.
You would sacrifice your child if God told you to do it?
Yes, I would. If he told me to do it.
Sam, I had a woman the other day that said that she would off her dad if God told her to do it. It's a cult. That's what it sounds like to me.
It's a cult.
That's fine if that's how you feel.
Very much a cult. Okay, do you have proof of God's existence?
Here's my thing with you.
I do challenge y'all to get to know him yourself.
We have. We don't fuck with him.
Well, and she was a fairy.
Well,
here's the thing: is they're gonna come up here as like these moral, just people, and then we'll like throw their morality completely out the door when I throw them some scripture that's heinous, and they'll just like.
No, for real. Hi, we can hear you. It's just AG is still speaking. Go ahead.
What up?
All right, talk to me.
Oh hell nah. Anyway, how old are you? Okay. Do you think being lesbian is wrong?
Intuitively, I do not believe that being lesbian is wrong, but I do believe that when you do have a faith, and your faith tells you of some sort, yes, you could believe it is wrong. Yes. But me myself, like, if I didn't share a faith and I didn't have a faith, I wouldn't believe it's wrong. People can do whatever the fuck they want. So.
Okay. I'm gonna assume you were here for the conversation.
Yeah, I was listening to it. Yeah.
Okay, so thoughts?
Thoughts on that conversation?
Yeah.
I feel like she's a little bit kind of
I'm not saying to critique
No,
her
no,
debate style. I'm asking you about the debates
I
that
still
we
have to. I still have to
presented.
take that into consideration too. So I don't feel that she. I feel like she's kind of a little bit all over the place, and I can understand a lot of the perspectives and point of views that you guys do have. I could totally completely understand it. I can understand it for the simple fact that you do not have a faith. So when you do not have a faith, it's hard for you to kind of understand of something that is larger than you in a way that people that do have a faith normally share.
I would completely disagree with you because most of us grew up religious and we understand that, but we've stepped outside of that and realized that, oh, that's just an imaginary friend. And
So you grew up religious, no?
I have Hebrew tatted on my neck, bro. Yes, very religious.
What are you?
In fact, I spent 2 years of my life celibate trying not to be lesbian. So,
are you Jewish?
No, I was dedicated to the actual language that the Bible was written in, Hebrew and Greek.
Okay. But are you what are you you're Christian?
I was a Christian. I'm an atheist.
Okay. All right, totally understand. So why so tell me why that you went that way.
I never critically thought because I was indoctrinated to believe in it. So I never critically thought, but I came across Christopher Hitchens, Christopher Hitchens in the chat, who gave me an argument point that I just couldn't dispute. I had kind of been stalemate with my religion anyways, and so I was kind of just
I totally agree with that. I could see that too.
When I was faced with an atheist argument that I just couldn't argue with at all, then I just started digging more, and then I started watching.
The argument that you had with the atheist, what was it?
It was Christopher Hitchens, and he was just absolutely obliterating religion and the biblical God, and he was just talking about the problem of evil. And the problem of evil itself is just really what got me. And I never questioned the Bible because I had always seen it as what people display it as, is that God does all things for good. And so when you actually read it without a lens of good, and you read it with no bias, then you really start to see it fall, and you really start to see the heinous things.
I can see that, but there's two things that I feel like a lot of people don't understand. It's either God is not A, all good, or he's not B, all powerful. So I like to think that God is not all good. That's just kind of another.
Well, that contradicts perfect. Do you think he's perfect?
Do I think he's perfect?
Yeah.
I think that I don't know if God is perfect, but I know that all of he wills is perfect. That's what I do know. What God wills is definitely perfect. I don't think there's for my human mind to understand and fathom what perfection is. I can't tell you. I don't know what perfection is, but I do know there was a God, or there was a creator or source, he or she, being or non-being, like that created us to live on this planet, and be completely habitable with what this planet has to offer. What I'm saying, like, we were made in a way that
is slavery perfect, bestie?
I mean,
yeah.
No. Slavery was not perfect. Absolutely, but there was not only slavery in America. You and I both know.
I'm not talking about the slavery in America. I'm talking about the slavery in the Bible.
But there was not only slavery here. There was slavery everywhere. But that's the thing. Just because God knows something is what's going to happen, that doesn't mean we're still humans, right? We still have right to free will. God didn't mess with three things.
Sir, he specifically willed it. The slavery in the Bible, he specifically willed it. Oh.
So again, like, listen, I'm Muslim, and I totally understand what you're saying, but we're humans. We can't say that, and I've been here too, bro. Like, I've been here with the Bible, bro. I've been here with the Quran. I ask these questions, these same questions of what you guys are having. But normally I kind of look past these questions because these books are not meant completely for interpretation. They're meant for how it is given to you. It's meant for that revelation and how it's like said. You understand what I'm saying? So I'm not going to sit here and say like the slavery is good, but I do also know that coming from Africa, coming from the motherland, they gave us away to the white people, bro. In Africa, they gave us away. They didn't just come over here. Of course, they went to Africa with a whole bunch of guns and stuff. But they traded shit for us black people, bro. I'm telling you, that's what they did. So we can't say like, oh, is slavery bad? Like, yeah, but our own people gave us away. You know what I'm saying, or no?
Source.
Source. What? Okay, look. Okay,
Now.
let me find it. I'm gonna find it. Give me like 2 seconds. I'm gonna find it for you.
Uh-huh. Wait, hold on, Jacob. Before we kick him, I need the source. Quickly. Quickly. They gave us away as crazy fucking work. And even if this is the case, did they know they were gonna be tortured? Because I don't think they did. Let's wait. Let's wait. Because the cadence is giving black, and that's crazy. That's crazy work. I'm not gonna relax. You said some insane shit. I'm a little perturbed. Excuse me for being perturbed. Relax. No. I don't think I will. In the meantime.
Hey, I'm gonna find it for you. No worries.
I like to play some dramatic classical music.
Ooh. Do you have
let
a
me connect
sample?
to my speaker.
Yay!
I got you.
Hi, Max. I was doing well before someone tried to act like slavery was honky-dory. This is so out of place. I love it.
Well, then I should play the original one.
It's so dumb.
Well, there's one I like better. Hold on, it's this one instead.
Yes, people
Aw,
from
damn
Africa. People from Africa
Hi.
were sold to Europeans during the transatlantic slave trade, which lasted from the 16th century to the 19th century. Bro, I'm telling you, people in Africa, they literally gave us away to these white people, bro. I'm not even lying to you, bro. Like, they literally gave us away. They were sold, bro.
Can I have the source?
Look at digital
Can
history.
you give me the source? Can you give me the
UH.edu.
source?
There's one right there. Origins of the Slave Trade, Bill of Rights Institute.
No, I mean, what's the
Origins of
what's the
slave.
name
Origins of
of the
slave.
article?
Origins. Yeah. Origins of the slave trade. Like it's here, bro. Like, I'm not even lying to you. You could even go on Quora, whatever, because the Europeans were buying before that, were selling. They were selling slaves.
Quora.
I'm just saying, like, these
The
are people,
fuck?
like, these are scholars in this topic. So, bro, hold on.
Quora is not
tell me.
scholarly.
My sister, she's big on this, bro. She's big into history and whatnot. Hold on, let me grab it.
I don't care. I don't
Yo,
care.
relax, bro, relax.
Okay.
I'm trying to switch you
I thought we were talking.
Okay.
I thought we were talking about
Relax, relax.
lesbians.
I'm quite relaxed. Yeah, that it's really no, we don't need your sister, bestie. Your sister is not required. You know what? We can afford to kick him. I'm tired. Anyway, moving on to the next guest.
Oh, and she was a fairy.
Oh, well, bye. I know I said until 12, but I'm having fun. Hello?
Oh. fairy.
Okay, bye-bye. Just fairy. Just fairy.
Hello.
Hello?
Can you hear me? Hi, I'm
Hi,
Nikki.
how old are you? And yes, we can hear you. What year were you
2004?
born?
November
What
23rd.
month? Oh, okay. Do you think
No,
being
but I
lesbian is
need a little
wrong?
bit of help with it because my brother does, and I'm a lesbian, and he brought something up at dinner tonight, and I don't know what to say to him. He was talking
Okay.
about how there's like a lot of statistics saying that there's more like domestic abuse in lesbian relationships and everything. And I was looking at it, and it's like it shows it in the CDC and everything. And I like tried to bring up that like LGBTQ members are more likely to like report abuse and everything, but
Did you
he
read the study? Because the study actually concludes it's from previous relationships, not the actual relationship.
I did say
That's
that,
what I was
and
gonna say.
he pulled up other statistics and stuff. I just didn't.
Why?
I didn't even know what to say.
Hold on. I have the perfect thing for you because it breaks it
Thank
down
you.
and everything. Mm-hmm. One sec. It's from the Watson Institute. Let's take 5. Ugh, this is so annoying! Hold on. I've started a master doc. I have to go into that. Which, by the way, y'all, when I polish this up, I'm gonna publish the master doc so you guys can have my sources. Oh, Williams Institute. I'm dumb. But let's open this up. Okay, so you're gonna look up intimate partner violence and sexual abuse among LGBT people for the
Okay.
Williams Institute. Here it gives you a breakdown of why the statistics are so high. The part that I implore you to look at specifically is. Hold on. Let's do Control F and the number 8. The wrong 8. Alright, so here it says, according to the CDC's National Intimate Partner and Sexual Violence Survey, there is a higher prevalence of lifetime experiences of IPV among bisexual women than heterosexual women, because bisexual women are 1.8 more times likely to report ever have experiencing IPV than heterosexual women. But aside from that, as far as the reporting, it also says that bisexual women are more likely to have experienced it because they are with men as well as women for the entirety of their lives. But also, lesbians, about 33% of them have experienced DV previously with men before realizing that they're lesbian.
That's what I figured some of the statistics
There's
was, and
that.
he told me that I needed to go to college and take a statistics class. So yeah.
Oh, he's just a hater. He's just being a hater. Like it's
Okay.
not.
Thank God. I'm
Yeah.
definitely gonna point him towards the
But yeah,
source.
you're very welcome. Period. And if you need any more sources, you are welcome to ask.
Yeah, both DM both of us. Yeah.
Okay, thank
Further.
y'all. Y'all are also queens. I
Yeah.
love y'all's lives.
Of course.
I'm glad. We
Okay,
love
have
you.
a good one.
you.
Thank y'all.
You too.
You too. Mwah. Bye bye. Alright, y'all. It looks like we have one more person. The profile picture makes me think troll, but I can't tell.
Hey, what's going on?
Hello?
40.
Hi. How old are you? Okay. Do you think being
Yeah,
lesbian is
because you're going to be missing out on God's plan. He has a certain person that's ordained for you in his purpose, and it would definitely be a man. So because you're not in God's will, you're going to miss out on the
Why?
blessing he has for you.
And what's the blessing?
The blessing of
No, the
cock?
blessing is having that right relationship where it's more than just sex. It goes beyond that. If you're with the right person that God has for you, you're going to experience so much that He has for you, like having a family, having kids together. Like, it's so amazing. Like, with me and my wife having our kid, it's a feeling that, like, I just can't explain. It's just so amazing. And
Well, like, we're happy for you, but lesbians are also happy together, and they can also have kids, and they can also have a family, or not, if they don't want to do that.
but it wouldn't be the
So-
ordained, marriage and kids that you could have if you were following what God wanted you to do.
Do you think
And-
sexual orientation is a choice?
Okay.
That what? The sexual orientation's a choice?
Do you think sexual orientation is a choice?
I mean, people got free will and they're going to choose what they want. But like I said,
That doesn't answer my question. Do you think sexual orientation is a choice? Do you know what sexual orientation is?
explain to me on that.
So sexual orientation is who you're attracted to. So heterosexual, homosexual, bisexual, asexual. So it's who you are attracted to, what gender you are attracted to. Do you think that's a
Right.
choice?
Yeah, I mean, like, for instance, you can have urges on certain things that I think that I do believe we inherit things from our family, like, especially like say for instance, someone was an alcoholic, someone was a drug addict. I think there's things like that. So if there was, like, obviously somebody who was gay in your family, I think
Being an
That's
addict
what?
isn't a choice. Being an addict is not a
It's-
choice.
a choice and it's not, if that makes sense.
It's not. It's explicitly not a choice. That's why it's called addiction.
Yeah, because there's demons behind it all. You think the demon
Here,
can...
Rob, hold on. So this is where your whole worldview falls apart because you believe in something without any evidence, and then you want to say that my sexual orientation is a demon or that I have a choice in the say, when science has literally backed up that sexual orientation is not a choice and that I don't have a choice in the say. And so you want to say that my love is perverted in my relationship. I won't have what you have with your wife. Because that's not what God has ordained for me. But that's so absurd because I have found somebody that I'm going to marry, and I love my girlfriend to death, and I will spend the rest of my life with my girlfriend. And if it was a man, which usually a lot of us have already tried to be with men, but a man will never match me. I'm not attracted to men. So what you'd be asking of me is something absolutely impossible. It's for me to be attracted to a man. In fact, I feel like it would be horrible for me to be with a man because I would just bully him because I'm not attracted to a man whatsoever.
Just bully him.
Well, you haven't got with the one that God had for you then.
You haven't gotten with the man that God has for you.
So true, bestie. So true. How do you know you like women if you haven't tried the other one?
What?
Do you see how absurd that sounds? So like that's why I asked you if you think sexual orientation is a choice. Because if you think sexual orientation is a choice, then you need to back that up.
I mean, yeah, everything's a choice in life.
No, not everything is a choice. Did I choose if my eye color was a choice? Did I choose what foods I like?
Damn, I guess so. I guess so.
I mean, you didn't choose that, but everything outside of, is pretty much a choice. So what you choose in life, you choose where you want to work, you choose where you want to live, you're choosing to be with
You don't
who you want
choose
to
who
be
you're
with.
attracted to. Yeah, we understand that you choose the relationship that you want to be in, but you don't choose your inherent attraction.
Oh wait, hold on. Sam, thank you for the $10. I will send you the $10 back if you want, but this is our last debate, so I'm not gonna kick him. But I will send you that money back if you would like. But continue. Just because you're bringing up things that we do decide doesn't mean that everything is a decision. As AG
Of
already
course it is.
demonstrated.
Everything's a decision. Even following God's a decision. I mean,
Okay, so but you're just wrong. So you need to back up your claim. If you're going to say that sexual orientation is a choice, I have studies that say the complete opposite, that sexual orientation is not a choice. Like I would say that you didn't choose to be straight. So if you're going to say that sexual orientation is a choice and go as far as saying that everything is a choice, that's just absolutely absurd. That goes against lots of laws of logic that things are choices. Even down to free will, we know that even down to physics, your natural brain. I don't want to go on a yap session, but even down to free will, in some scenarios you don't even have free will. Your brain takes over for you. So, in when it pertains to this situation, your sexual orientation is not a choice. But if you're going to say that it is, please back it up with something.
well, so my backup's the Bible, of course. You know that.
No, that's not evidence. So I'm going to bring up a study that's reliable. So then you would have to, you're presupposing the Bible's true. You would have to prove the Bible is true. And also that doesn't, the Bible doesn't say that sexual orientation is a choice. So that just doesn't go anywhere.
Well, obviously, if you're being commanded something, you have a choice to obey or disobey.
What does that have to do with being
Well, if
queer?
God says not to do that, then he obviously wouldn't create you to be something and then say, "Oh, don't go that way."
That's why we don't believe in God.
Oh wow, that's actually crazy work because that's explicitly what he does when he creates us. That's like specifically what he's doing. He says, don't do any of these things. I did give you the ability to do all of these things though.
He also
but
admits
like,
to making
don't do
people
them.
disabled, so.
So I mean, God has, like I said, God has a perfect plan for everyone, and we could choose to follow that plan or not.
You keep presupposing God is real. Would you like to prove God's existence for you to even have a leg to stand on?
Yeah.
Go for it.
Well, like I said, the Bible is the claim.
No.
Yes, it is.
No.
It has prophecies.
You can't use the Bible to prove the Bible. You can't use the Bible to prove the Bible.
Evidence. It talked about scientific facts before even science figured it out.
There are other religions that have prophesied things. Why is your religion the right one?
Because a lot of those religions stole their prophecies from the Bible. Well, the Muslims did because our scriptures are before theirs. All these so-called psychics and all that were stealing things from the Bible too, like Nostradamus and all that. They're just ripping off the Bible. They're getting it all from the Word.
First of all, Christianity is a bite off of Judaism. Judaism is a bite off of paganism. And then before that, we have Buddhism and Hinduism, Hinduism being the oldest religion. So if you want to go off of something that's like historically the oldest, then you should follow Hinduism.
So what prophecy does Hinduism have that was fulfilled?
First of all, Jesus didn't even fulfill all of his prophecies. Why do you think he was offed?
That's why, because he fulfilled the prophecies.
No, he didn't fulfill them. They thought he was blasphemous because he didn't fulfill them. That's why he was sacrificed.
Yeah, and that was fulfilling Daniel's 70 week in Daniel chapter 9. What the crucifixion was.
Okay, are you going to prove the Bible's real, or are you going to prove like that Jesus' resurrection was real? Because there's only four witness accounts outside of the Bible, and you would say that's not enough. Because if I said Allah, there's 4 eyewitness accounts for Allah for the Muslim religion, you'd say that's not enough.
Well, they found the Shroud of Turin. That's a burial cloth of Christ that proves his resurrection.
It was Ron Wyatt. It was a fraud.
That's what they'll say. They'll try to, people are going to try to say
Ron Wyatt was proved to be a fraud. It was debunked. You can look it up. Literally, look up. It's the biggest fraud. Ron Wyatt's the biggest fraud.
For every information that says things are debunked, there's tons of information to prove that it is true as well.
Then hand them over.
I'll have to research it and get it to you guys. Obviously, I wasn't prepared to come in with all my information. I just know about it, but obviously, I don't have everything here. But I know it's there, and I could get the information. That's not a problem. I mean, we all have access to searching things in the world now. We all have smartphones, so It's not hard to search it out. The truth is that
Well, if it's not hard, then find it.
You can
But
swipe out of the app.
Mm-hmm.
You'll still be here if you swipe out.
let's see what I can find. Hold on.
Fucking god. That's so unserious.
Get it, get it, get it, get it, get it.
It's getting so intense.
It's the most intense music, but it's so funny.
Oh my god. This is the most unserious. I'm gonna skedaddle. Please. Oh wait, I know this song.
It does eat, bro. Classical music eats.
It really does. It
Yeah, it
eats
does.
down. I can't wait for him to come back with the source.
He might be there for a while.
I'm sure it's gonna be fabulous. Yeah, I'm sure he will. I want the fucking please? Please?
He's just reading all the debunked stuff right now.
Dead ass. I have class in the morning, bestie. Quickly.
What are you studying right now? Hell
I'm an
yeah.
art major, but I'm also thinking of double concentrating in art and education. So actually, he's gonna make me fatigued for my sex and gender sociology class. So if you could make quick work so I can be lucid while my they prof teaches me about gender, that would be great. Thank you.
What Sam said.
Anyway, have you gone to college?
wait, what'd you say?
Thank you.
I'm a barber.
Have you gone to college? Holy shit! Wait,
Yeah,
do you post
I'll send
your
it to
work?
you, but I don't want to dox myself, but I'll send you my work.
Yeah,
I
that
get
wouldn't.
scared.
That wouldn't. No. Understandable. I've been doxxed. I
Really?
got doxxed at 10K. Like yes, like someone posted my full address in the comments.
I heard,
when I hit 10K.
I know that Tashika got doxxed too, and that was horrible.
Yeah, the way that they doxed her was so petty. Especially, I don't even know where they got my fucking shit from.
Somebody was
but-
being really weird, almost doxed me,
Okay.
but then I figured out how they found out the information that they were saying in my comments, and then I blocked them and then removed where it was coming from. But my barber shop is
We love a
like
smart
in my
cookie.
video, so but I'll send you I'll DM you my barber page. I promise I'm not a shit barber.
I mean, I would hope you weren't advertising the fact that you're a barber
True.
just to be a shit barber. I feel like I feel like you would have the skills. Considering your hair looks really nice. I imagine
People
like,
be
you
shitting
wouldn't
on my
have,
hair, bro.
You know,
They'd be like,
why?
They'll be like, wait, what do they say in the comments? They're like, something's not a choice, but that haircut's a choice. I'm like, ouch.
Unfortunately, that's actually
It
a
is.
good
I can't say
burn.
anything
I
to
don't
that.
think
I'm
it's
like, all right.
accurate.
Yeah.
But damn. Oh, okay.
Yeah, I
are
found
you
an
back
article
from?
on historychannel.com.
Okay.
And it's titled.
The 7 facts about the Shroud of Turin, because they did a whole thing on it. The Shroud
About
of Turin.
the what? Okay. You said this is
Yeah.
from History Channel?
Did you actually read this? Because the second thing says the Pope soon declared it was not an actual historic relic.
Yeah, I was
Damn.
reading through, unless I don't know if you found the right one or not.
It's history.com.
No, we found it. Yeah.
About its authenticity. The shroud is protected by bulletproof glass. The shroud entered the digital age. But I mean, nothing of this. Let's see, hold on. Yeah, so the Pope declared the shroud a fake over 600 years ago.
And the Pope don't know nothing. I don't even follow him anyways.
You mean the 600-year-old Pope?
Yeah, I mean, the Pope doesn't know anything.
This show was debunked
They
around
don't even have good doctrines.
1389.
They don't even follow the word the right way anyways.
So let me get this straight. You gave us an article that was supposed to prove you right. Within the article, it tells you that the Pope from 1389 said that the shroud was a forgery, but you're like, I take the fact that there's a shroud, but not the part where the Pope from 1389
I didn't
said
read
that
that
it's
in
fake.
the article I read.
It's in the second
I did
paragraph.
not see that in the article.
In the 1970s, the Shroud of Turin Research Project said the markings on the cloth were consistent with the crucified body and that the stains were real human blood. In 1988, one group of scientists said their analysis showed the shroud originated between 1260 and 1390, while another said their analysis showed it originated between 300 BC and AD 400. In 2018, researchers used forensic techniques to argue the bloodstains on the shroud couldn't have come from Christ. You just debunked yourself.
The one that I'm reading right now talks about the facts.
Is it titled The Shroud of Turin, 7 Intriguing Facts? Yes or no?
That's what I'm reading.
Yeah, I'm looking through it. I don't see anything where it says it's
Is that the one? Number 2, look at the subheading titled The Pope Soon Declared It Was Not an Actual Historic
Go to 5.
Relic.
Go to 5.
Or you could go to 5, the one that AG was reading. Either way, you're fucked.
In 2018, researchers used forensic techniques to argue the bloodstains on the shroud couldn't have come from Christ. So they're wrong.
I had a feeling he was going to find a source that disagrees with him. Every time someone tries to provide a source about the... Oh,
and he was a
damn.
fairy.
He's a runner, he's a track star. Okay, we have one more. Evan was very adamant.
Okay.
Was very adamant about this, so... Hello? Hi. I've been better.
I'm 22.
How old are you? Okay. Do you
Absolutely.
think being lesbian is wrong?
It's a mental
Then why
illness.
is that?
Prove it.
It's just a mental illness. What do you mean?
Is that just your opinion?
No, it's definitely a fact.
So where in the DSM-5 does it classify it as a mental illness?
What'd you say?
Where in the DSM-5 does it classify it as a mental illness?
Speaking English or?
Sorry, I speak fast, sorry. Where in the DSM-5 does it classify it as a mental illness?
Oh, I don't know. I don't read that bullshit.
Well, that's where you would find mental illnesses. So if you don't read where mental illnesses come from, where do you
Well,
get mental illnesses from?
It's it might be like a contrary opinion, but I think
Bro, you were in my comments talking this much shit and you don't know who classifies mental illnesses?
you guys.
And you're claiming
yeah,
that
you
being
guys have
queer is a mental illness?
That's like it's all in your head.
Well, I do have mental
No,
illness, but it's not the queer
it
part.
definitely is.
Twinsies! Yeah, our mental illnesses are on the DSM.
Yeah,
Not the queer
that'll
part,
be a new
though.
one. You just wait.
No, it got no. It was
It was an old one actually,
Yeah, it
and
was
it
an
was
old one.
debunked.
No, it's all in your mind. It's just an illness.
Hey, so Evan, typically people who have mental illnesses struggle. So with our sexual orientation, we don't struggle at all. In fact, I'm the happiest motherfucker with my girlfriend, and I'm sure that Sam is happy with their partner. So I'm not quite sure what you're getting at.
My point is
Partners
you guys have
actually
mental illnesses.
vibing.
That's what I'm getting at here.
So what classifies a mental illness? What do you have to have in the criteria for a mental illness?
Something to be wrong in your head. That's
fuck does that
exactly what I mean.
I think it's wrong in your head that you came up on the line to talk about mental illness and you don't know where they're from.
That's fine.
I think that's pretty wrong.
Yeah, you
So
guys
could you
have mental
elaborate?
illnesses. What else? What more do I need to say?
Yeah,
I
define
just
mental
said
illness.
it's something.
Define mental illness according to medical
I don't know the
professionals.
terminology in my head.
You would have to have significant changes in thinking, emotion, and or behavior,
There you
distress,
go.
and or problems functioning in social work.
Significant-
Hold
Go
on,
ahead and-
stop.
No. Go ahead and repeat that.
Yeah, I am, but if you'd let me finish, thank you very much.
That sounds good, tough guy.
I'm sure you never let women finish, but I'll finish.
Yeah, okay,
Distress
that's fine.
and or problems functioning in social work or family activities. So you would have to equate that to being lesbian or straight. Oops, sorry for that notification.
Where's the distress at?
Are you underwater? Sounds
No.
like it.
Can you repeat the definition that you just said?
Significant changes in thinking,
There you
emotion,
go, right
and
there.
or being.
Significant changes in thinking. There you go. That's all.
What
that's all you need.
significant changes in thinking do lesbians have?
They think the other females are attractive
How is that a significant change in thinking?
because it's not normal. It's very significant. How,
Okay. AG, I think he's thinking of significant change in thinking as a significant change in thought
Oh, I
from
know.
other people. Like
No,
he just doesn't understand
Yeah.
how
it's
reading
all
works.
in your guys' mind. You guys-
A significant change in thinking within your
Can I ask
own
you another
mind,
question?
genius.
So how would a lesbian reproduce?
IVF,
IVF,
surrogacy,
IUF, IBF,
artificial
surrogacy,
insemination.
Like a
everything
bunch of
Sam said.
bullshit, basically.
Oh, so that doesn't. So the same things that infertile couples use, that's bullshit. Straight infertile couples use those things, and that's bullshit.
They don't.
Yeah, that's literally why it was
No.
created.
They don't.
Evan, it was literally why it was created. IVF was
They
created
don't.
from straight infertile couples.
Listen, tough guy, you
Please.
don't know what you're talking about.
Bro can't even. You didn't even know where mental illnesses came from. I don't think you
guys
got
have
any room to
mental
speak.
illnesses. You guys
Right.
you guys literally have mental illness.
So what mental illness do I have?
Being a lesbian.
Yeah, so explain the diagnosis and then explain the criteria at which that
So the
it's a mental
diagnosis,
illness.
I can diagnose that real easy.
No. Explain the criteria. No. Evan, explain the criteria that you have to have in order to have this diagnosis and what symptoms that you have to have and where the distress is.
All right. So the symptoms are liking the same sex. What other question did you ask?
The distress that you have to have in order to have that mental illness, and then the symptoms of distress.
The distress is that you like the same sex.
How is that a distress?
Yeah, it really
That's not
is.
distress.
It's really not actually.
No,
I love
it
women.
is.
It's not a distress whatsoever.
No, 100%.
Men are distressful. Men like you are very distressful.
Actually, crazy work is that distress is extreme anxiety, sorrow, or pain, and in my personal
Well, you
opinion,
guys
I
aren't
get
gonna
that
have
from men.
because
If
you guys-
anything,
your minds are tricked into thinking that it's right. That's the mentally ill part. You guys are sick.
Actually, you didn't even know where
guys are sick in the head.
mental illnesses come from. I don't think I'd take you for someone
I
that
know
could
that you
diagnose
guys have
anybody.
No.
Huh?
You guys definitely have them for sure.
I mean, I
look
have
at this-
I
look at-
have
look at
I have
this
a
kid's nose. She's got like 6 different like rings hanging off of them, and heart glasses, and she looks like a Halloween decoration too.
Oh, so now we're going to ad hominems because you lost the debate.
No, I didn't lose anything. You guys are just.
I mean,
goofy.
like, it would be cool if the
Yeah.
insults were good, but like, you're
I
just
know.
describing me.
I'm literally describing you exactly. It's not
Thanks.
supposed to be an insult. You look.
Evan knows adjectives. I'm shocked.
You
I'm
look like
sure
a
you're
goof-
shocked.
you look like a
Evan said you
goofball.
had glasses and
you.
nose rings. Roasted.
Heart shape.
Roasted.
Deadass.
Oh my god, you
Holy
just got
shit.
roasted, Sam.
You guys
He
just
knows
look
his
like
shapes,
goofballs.
AG. I'm surprised.
You look like a goofball.
Okay.
Evan,
Do you have
Evan,
like an argument? Are you sober?
Evan, do you have the maturity of a 5-year-old or something?
sure?
Like, is this
No,
how
I'm
you?
just stating facts. I
You've
come to
literally
these debates
stated
and I
not
bring
one
facts.
fact. In fact, every major medical health organization would disagree with you that being lesbian is
need to do some
a
more research.
mental disorder.
They need to do some more
They've done research because it used to be classified as mental illness, and then they
No,
took
it
it
still
back
is.
because they did more research and go,
No,
oh,
it's because
it's
a
not
bunch
a
of
mental
fruits-
disorder.
Because a bunch of fruits took it over and like decided that it wasn't a mental.
Yeah, so
illness.
give me a source that says it's a mental disorder.
There aren't any anymore. Like you just said, they took it away because
So
a bunch
then
of
why
you
would
guys,
you-
a bunch of you fruits got into.
Do you think bloodletting is a good medical
I don't even know what
practice?
that is.
Of course he doesn't.
All right, sounds
Get
good.
the
Stupid
fuck off
nigger.
of my
Fuck
life.
you, nigger.
Oh my
Nigger,
God.
nigger.
Oh.
Piece of
okay,
fucking shit.
Interesting. Well, thank you for the $10, Elias. Also, this live is for educational purposes only. Harassment or bullying of any kind will
Homophobic
not be
and
tolerated.
racist?
But
Fucking piece of
also,
shit. Piece of shit.
Crazy work.
Disgusting.
Actual
Literally
scum of the
disgusting.
earth.
I'm sorry, Sam.
Actual scum.
Horrendous.
Genuinely. Thank you, AG. This is a daily occurrence. Honestly, I'm shocked it didn't happen earlier. But hello? And do 455. Goodbye, Hindu 455.
I wanna talk to Evan's mother.
Moving on to the next guest. Yeah, for real. Matter of fact, if anybody got a screenshot
For real,
of his
though, I usually typically do that. Yeah.
please hand it over. Hello?
Hi.
Hi.
I'm
How old are you?
47 years old. I'm a mother. I was raised in a Christianity that I am a child of God. That's what I don't think in my faith is wrong, but I have a daughter that she's attracted to women and men. She's 22 years old. She hasn't dated really or anything like that. But for me, all that counts is that my child is happy, is that person is happy. I think that's count. That's what's important here. Doesn't matter if a man lays with a man, a woman lays with a man, because I'm not going to be judged. When I go up to God, I'm not going to be judged. I raised my kid. I told him what I was taught, and they have their own mind. And if she finds a woman that makes her happy, I'm happy for her. She finds a man, I'm happy for her too. But so much everyone wants to think everything's wrong and they want to be so opinionated that everything is wrong. But you know what this human race is not doing? Love for humankind. Being nice to humankind, helping out people. We don't know the backgrounds. We don't know what could have happened. Some people could have turned into lesbians because their father abused them. There are some guys that turned gay because their stepdad abused them, or an uncle or aunt or anything. But we are not to be judging other people because we might see it as wrong. I will always love my kids. I love my nephew. He's gay. He's engaged. He's happy. And it was hard for my sister to accept that. But like I told her, we were taught that it's wrong in the Bible. But we birthed those kids. No man, no Bible is going to tell me who I should love and who I should not love. Because my kids is my love. My kids are my life. I wouldn't have them if it wasn't for God too. I had a lot of miscarriages. I have 3 rainbow babies. I am so blessed and everything. But the thing here, I think, is that so what if other people are doing it? It doesn't matter. It's not your life. It's not your lifestyle. They're not asking money for you to pay the bills. They're not asking you for anything. So why worry?
Mi amor. Can I have a moment,
Yes.
please? Okay, number one, you sound like the sweetest mom to ever mom. I wish you were my mom, respectfully. However, comma, um, the idea that being queer comes from trauma is not
No,
scientifically
no. I'm not
backed.
saying nothing like that, but I mean, there's a lot of reasons why they came out liking women. Some came out liking men. It could have been trauma. No one knows. All that counts is that that person is happy and is not causing no harm to anyone else. I'm not going to kick my daughter out or my nephew out because he's with a man or my daughter's with a woman. It's not, I might not phrase it right, but whatever they choose to be with, their happiest is all that counts.
You know what? Period. And perhaps in another life, I will have you as my mom. But thank you for being
So
here.
no, that's
and
all I
being so
wanted to
sweet.
say, and I'm open-minded. And if you cannot be an open-minded person, then don't choose to interact with the people that you cannot be open-minded with. I was raised really strict and everything, and not Catholic. I was, Pentecostal, and all that. But once I had my kid, that gave me a different kind of love.
Well, with the open mindedness, then, I'm just gonna provide you with this and do with it what you will. No pressure. But just like saying that, like, some queer people may be queer because they were traumatized sounds empathetic. Your heart is beautiful, it is made of gold. I'm so glad you're here. However, some people try and use that as a talking point for saying that being queer is wrong, and it's also not scientifically accurate. So all I want to say is, you could word it as in like, some queer people have undergone trauma and you accept them regardless. But I wouldn't say that people become queer maybe because of their trauma. However, you are still the best mom to ever mom in the entire world of moms,
No, and
and I
I
don't want
accept
you to
what you
forget that.
said. I understand. But at the same time, I'm growing with this. I don't know how to phrase everything. And what you told me, it does
And that
not
is
get me
okay.
mad. It doesn't get me upset. It doesn't get me that you were right, I was wrong, nothing. And that's what it is. That's why he said, okay, you don't believe in God, you're atheist, whatever, this and that. But where is love for mankind? Like, I believe that every person in this world has their partner.
You're very sweet.
To say
You have
and
a good
everything.
heart, and it's okay if you don't say everything
And I'm
perfectly. It's
sorry for
okay.
everyone that don't have those parents that accept them and everything. But I do accept my family and I do accept strangers. And I have my best friend. She's a lesbian and I love her to death. I love her to death and everything. And it wasn't for her that helped me to understand what it is to be, that she's a lesbian. I could understand and accept my child for what she loves and what she's into and everything. So,
Well, I
okay.
do have to move on because we are only looking for opposition.
You're
but
welcome.
Thank you for healing my inner child and also doing the same for, I'm sure, many people in the comments. This
Okay.
was very welcome.
Okay, well, you
and
have a
sweet
good
of
night.
you.
Thank
So
you for
thank you so
letting me be on
much.
You're a
here.
fantastic mom.
You too.
You're
Okay,
a
thank
fantastic
you.
mom.
Indeed.
You too. Bye-bye.
Have the best night. Bye-bye. All right. Now, this person is called Brianna Billy's Version. If you are a fan of Billie Eilish and you think being lesbian is wrong, I have some heinous
Hello?
news for you. Hello?
20.
Hi, how old are you?
2004.
What year were you born? Oh, okay. Do you think being lesbian is wrong?
No.
I would hope not.
Yeah,
Considering
obviously.
the
I just had a
evidence.
question. Are you a flat earther? Like, do you believe that Earth is flat? So why do you...
No.
So... Wait. I don't remember what I was gonna say.
You know what? You just encapsulated my entire life. Thank you. But I'm gonna have to move on to the next person. I will say that if your memory is that bad, you might have ADHD. Moving on to the next guest. Alright. And that will conclude the live. That was indeed our final guest. However you feel about that is none of my business. I will, as they say, leave that up to God. No, I won't. Thank you all for being here. Thank you to AG for being a absolutely fantastic
I appreciate you.
co-host.
Thank you.
We shall do this
Yes.
again. It is a requirement. And also thank you all for being here and weathering the storm with us. I fear I have lost some brain cells during this encounter, but perhaps I will grow them back once I go to sleep. I doubt it. And thank you all for being so fucking generous today. I went out to buy groceries and I hated swiping my fucking card, so thank you. I can now hate it a little bit less. I will see you all tomorrow at some point. Someone said don't do this no mo. Crazy work. Follow AG if you aren't already. Matter of fact, I'm gonna give y'all some time. To follow AG.
I appreciate you. I do lives almost every day.
Right now.
So pretty much same topic. Just destroying these Christians out here. If you guys really want to see them get wrecked. Yeah.
As you
and
should.
we will go live more.
Yeah.
You and I will go live more. So it's very fun.
As we should. Very fun indeed.
And I appreciate you, Sam.
all right.
Thank you for giving
Now
me
that
the
y'all
platform
have-
and having me up. Appreciate you so much.
I appreciate you too for making this a little bit more
Yeah, it's
mentally
not-
bearable. I have a migraine.
I lost, I think, like the last 3 brain cells I had. Yeah.
No, dead ass. I was only working on a quarter, and
Yeah.
now like.
Usually one of
might
mine
be
is
an
like
eighth.
farting around, and the other
Um,
one's like, like playing with cabinets or something, and I think they're both gone now. So
Playing with cabinets. You just got a little tennis racket, you know.
No, literally.
They're just moving that one
No,
brain
literally.
cell around. They're juggling them hoes. Anyway, I was fucking talking about titties. Speaking of,
you
love
need to go to
titties.
bed too.
Moving on.
Not to tell you what to do, but just so that you're not dead tomorrow.
I do. I'm gonna be sitting in that sex and gender class. Everything they've said so far, I already knew, but they're gonna be talking about it and be like, "You want to have sex? That's not very appropriate." But anyway, I will see you all tomorrow. When? I don't know. Love you all.
Bye.